Hey everybody, welcome to Combat Culture. I'm Matt Ryan, this is Harry Terjanian, and we're back, buddy.
Hey man, I missed one.
Yeah.
I missed the, well, there we go.
There we go.
So the audio's working.
The audio's working. That was our biggest fear. That has been our biggest fear.
So I wasn't here for the last one, which technically was an offshoot.
Yeah.
Right? That was a special. That was the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, or
yes.
I like to call it the night Nate Robinson died.
That's the night where Chicago basketball died.
That was you consider him a Chicago Bull? I always think of him as a New York Knick. Those were his best years. To me. Anyway,
I'm not going to argue with you on it.
And the Jake Paul or Logan Paul, which one is it?
It was Jake Paul.
It was
Jake Everyday Paul? Bro with that Disney Channel flow.
Like, how could I forget?
On YouTube for 6 months, never done before.
He's a great hip hop star, hip hop icon. Jake Paul continues his dominance over people who have no business in a boxing ring.
And Cub Swanson just decimated the life of his opponent. Oh, that was just... Oh, no.
Ouch. Cub Swanson, who we both agreed looks like Cain Velasquez.
Junior Dos Santos. Like a truncated Junior Dos Santos. If you put Junior Dos Santos in a dryer...
If you like, dehydrated him like an apricot... And he still looks badass, but just from body, man, he is tearing up.
Cub Swanson getting a win. I think both of these guys were on the bubble, Harry. So getting a win here not only allows Cub Swanson to win the Mustachio Award at the end of the year for UFC, but also keep his job in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Like
actually Tom Hardy's version of Bronson.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
A great, strange little movie. And the referee, who I thought died this week, Tiny Zeus Lister, who I thought passed away this week, but he is with us, luckily here.
So here's the question it's on everybody's mind.
Yes, sir.
Tiny Lister.
Tiny Zeus Lister,
what does he get recognized for more? No Holds Barred, The Dark Knight, The Fifth Element, or the Friday movies?
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're a wrestling fan, obviously it's Zeus, right? Everywhere else, it's going to be Devo from Friday. He's going to be
Devo, not Devo.
Is it Devo? Oh,
it's Devo. I would love to see Devo in Devo.
I would love to see him.
I feel like that's a Scott Aukerman podcast. That's a comedy Bang Bang character.
Yeah, and now we'd be stuck doing it for 3.5 hours. With very little payoff. And then someone who is egregiously famous would have to poor John Hamm or Tom Hanks would have to come in there and shout out to Comedy Bang Bang. I haven't listened in a while.
I've listened to a few. Colin Quinn was on a few weeks ago.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Wait, was he interacting with anybody?
Yes, he was.
Oh, great.
I want to shout out the chat. I want to thank Stephanie Sotilli, who is our chat moderator, has been doing a fantastic job to make sure only the best fat jokes get in.
That's
only
true.
the best.
She does a good job quality controlling.
Yes.
Making sure that only the most hurtful, but the most delightful, and the most appropriate. And also, she loves it if you ask, I know for a fact, she loves it if you ask when we're going to show the fight.
Yes.
She can't get enough of that.
When each fight is, are we showing the fights?
Why aren't you showing the fights? When are you going to show the fights? Why aren't you showing the fights now?
But I want to shout out our chat across the Combat Culture Network, obviously on the mothership, the Combat Culture YouTube page, but also on MMA Mania's YouTube page, the Bloody Elbow YouTube page, and also on the Bloody Elbow and MMA Mania Facebook pages, and on MMA Mania's Periscope and the Combat Culture Twitch channel. Taking a look at the chat really quick. Justin Cranford saying, love seeing the Combat Culture notification pop up. You're a sweetie pie, Justin. Glad to have you back with us. Jay Anthony saying, "Harry up." I don't know what that means.
Harry up in the fight between us?
I guess so.
I don't know. What are the booking odds? What's the VIG? I know nothing about gambling except I like shouting, "What's the VIG?"
You're a sad man. But we've got a lot of fights for you here tonight.
There's a lot of fights here at UFC. Last call. To fit everybody in. Everyone who's...
Alexa, stop playing!
Thank you.
Alexa, stop playing!
I think we asked Alexa...
An hour ago, we started talking about the song that was just playing. I'm not going to say it, because Amazon, who's not paying us, just started playing a song that would get us demonetized.
No, thank you. But we figured out that was not Van Morrison. That's all we know.
No, it was not Van Morrison.
As we prepare for UFC 256, a card that is has been ever changing. I think up until the last 5 minutes, nobody is booked in for sure. UFC 256, no promises, I think, is the marketing campaign, as I believe 3 fights. The last time I checked, that was a couple days ago, that it was 3 fights had been
pretty much
had to be changed.
Daniel Scott saying, "Turn off the robot for fuck's sake." Well, we're trying. We just got it done. But we are going to be raising money tonight for No Kid Hungry and Toys for Tots and other children's charities. It's the holiday season, Harry, and
there we go.
This year we've been raising money for a lot of different charities through some artwork done by our friend Ben Falbo. I actually have in my office the Muppet Fry and Takayama up there, and if we get enough people talking about it, we will get a shirt made and raise money for charity. But tonight, I'm pulling something out of my personal collection.
Okay.
Back when I was a professional wrestling manager, I am a huge fan of the band The Descendants.
Okay.
And they have this character named Milo. And we did a shirt in honor of Milo and the holiday season. Matt went to Christmas complete in green and red, and you can get that for only $20, or if you want to buy a hoodie, or if you want to buy stickers, we have a bunch of different options. You can go to tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. That's tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. Every dollar of profit, every piece of profit we get from our friends at Spreadshirt, we will be donating directly to those charities.
Okay,
and
it's a great cause.
Yeah, and if you don't want to buy a shirt and you just want to directly fundraise and just give us money, you don't want my shirt on, you don't want my face on your chest, go to paypal.me/feltfundraising, and you can donate there and let us know you donated. Show us a receipt and we'll shout you out on the air.
Yeah, thank you. A great cause, and also an excuse for you to drink during charity work.
Yes,
which I like. I like that.
I'm getting a court-mandated thing and a reason why I have a court-mandated thing done at the same time.
All right, there you go.
I'm a busy man, Harry. I have to fucking, work around stuff. I have to multitask.
You do DUI and DYI. Is
that
how it works? Okay.
Yeah, DIY, DUI.
There we go.
We've got, taking a look at the chat, Barrow Peter joining us, Alan Epstein. Hey guys, glad to join you for another pay-per-view. That was Alan Epstein. And also asking, maybe we see the puppet tonight. We have not seen Dan since the start of the pandemic.
Okay.
And maybe at the end of tonight's show, for the final show of 2020, our final show of the year.
I mean, people are asking for it.
Yeah, we got to give the people what they want.
Dan A. White, who again, no relation to Dana White.
None whatsoever.
Who is a puppet that persists on being nude.
Yes.
Despite our request that he not do so.
Yes. The request of everyone, including his parole officer, who is also a puppet.
Seymour Scagnetti?
Yeah.
His parole officer?
Fuck, now I gotta watch that movie tomorrow.
Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, it's my favorite movie.
It is.
It's one. It's like movie. It's up there for me. Like
it's a great movie. I think that Tarantino's going places. I think he's gonna do all right for himself. He's a kid with a dream.
Yes. And thank you, Justin Cranford. It is an awesome Ken Stabler action figure behind us. One of my prized possessions, next to my dead friend.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Harry up because what was that? Because I couldn't wait for you guys to start, and Harry, hurry. I'll show myself out. All right, fair enough.
Thank you, Jay Anthony. Thank you for explaining it, and thank you for leaving. Don't leave, though. We're going to be yelling and arguing about the fights. Not necessarily arguing about the fights, but halfway through we will debate domestic and foreign policy.
I mean, we definitely will go off on some tangents.
Yes.
That's what we're known for on this, so this is not your traditional straight-by-the-book MMA coverage.
No. And I want to thank Stephen James for filling in for you a couple weeks ago for the Tyson Jones fight. Usually you're calling matches with him.
That's right, over at Catalyst Wrestling, my broadcast colleague over there. And you can catch some clips on YouTube, but we're on Fight and Gas Digital.
Every single first-round match of the Side-Out tournament, $20,000 brought to us by Future Legend, is going up on YouTube now. Go over to Catalyst Wrestling. Stay right here. Open a new tab.
Yeah.
Find Catalyst Wrestling. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the notification bell.
You can see it later. We'll definitely be doing a lot of broadcasting with Stephen James. And you guys, I tuned in. You guys did a great job. I actually, ironically, I wanted to see the fight. I couldn't do it because I was out of town, which was weird because then Steve had to.
Then prevailing things had to come into play.
Well, I was out of town doing the Thanksgiving thing. Steve was near somebody who might have caught COVID, I think. Right?
Allegedly.
Was that public? Should I not have mentioned that?
Why would you? You shouldn't have even said it in the first place.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You
there we
uncouth piece of garbage. MMA Cat in the chat. Not for reals. I'd rather watch Combat Culture. Awesome show, guys. There's some stuff there that's just throwing a shade at nice people.
Oh, there we go.
We if they come at us, then we come at them. But we
like
don't
people.
hate people who work for other websites.
I was actually in my tangent because I have ADD, and I went down an alley that was unnecessary. But what I was gonna say is, ironically, I wanted to see the fight.
Yeah.
Right. So while I was away on vacation, I tuned into the fight, and coincidentally,
I thought you were gonna say you broke into the Staples Center.
Oh, geez. No, they had that locked down. They had that locked down. But I got tired of the feed. I didn't like the commentary feed that they were doing. So I actually listened to you and Steve call the last two fights anyway.
Yeah, you mean the murder and the robbery?
The murder and the...
Tyson won that fight.
Absolutely.
Tyson won that fight. Yeah. Now we're going to see Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 3.
Is that happening?
Allegedly.
That's the next one?
And if you saw on the show, I was, as some would say, very in the festive mood, and demanded that I be given the opportunity to book a fight, a card of freak fights.
Okay, what was your card of freak fights,
by the way?
I didn't
put together, I've not been able to put together a card yet, but Butterbean and/or El Hijo del Butterbean.
Does he really have a son, Butterbean?
No, but it may just be my friend Alex Soberman. I might just shave his head and throw him in the ring and put red, white, and blue trunks on him.
Yeah, because Butterbean, I think, is moving around. Last I saw Butterbean on Dark Side of the Ring, he was moving around in crutches. Butterbean was not. Then again, that didn't really stop Chuck Liddell from coming out.
No.
So I don't know if you'd expect to see Butterbean, but any other freak fights that you were going to book?
There's a lot on the table.
Yeah.
I think Tito Ortiz, who's now the mayor pro tem of Long Beach, California.
Is he a mayor or councilman?
He's a councilman, but now the mayor pro tem, and then said the word pandemic on his first day in his first meeting. So, good job, Long Beach. Good job.
No. It's not Long Beach. It's
Huntington Beach. I'm sorry, Huntington Beach.
I know
Long
people
Beach
out
gave
in Long
us
Beach.
Sublime. Huntington Beach gave us Tito Ortiz.
And Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
So much trouble in the LBC. Long Beach has done a lot, and the Richard Pryor special was done there.
Oh no, that was on the Sunset Strip.
That was a different one. The different one that he shot in Long Beach, which is hence why George Lopez. And I know some people out in Long Beach, and it's a lot different than Huntington Beach. Let's just put it that way. There's a reason that all that went down in Huntington Beach. But I was going to say, I did, again, the commentary, Snoop Dogg was on commentary. It was not my favorite thing. And we actually got kind of so annoyed at the commentary, I synced it up to listen to you and Steve call it. So it was just a weird coincidence of like, oh, I get why this exists.
Shout out to C4 San Diego, pitching some fights.
Okay, let's do some. What are your freak fights?
Butterbean versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. That's a murder.
Yeah,
that's a homicide.
No, I don't think you guys understand how these works. Both of them need to be really broken down. It needs to be sad from both ends. It shouldn't just be a money...
a money grab?
Well, you want it to be a money grab. You don't
want it to be enough of a money grab.
But not so sad. Yeah. You don't want people fighting for their diabetes medication.
You don't want it to be like Muhammad Ali's last fight?
Yeah. Like maybe they lost some money in a bad investment in car washes, but not like... They're living under a bridge or whatever. Yeah. It's a weird balance.
We've got Anthony Johnson versus Anthony Smith from Justin Cranford. I'd watch that.
Okay.
Tito Ortiz versus Yoel Romero, which could be a fight because Yoel Romero got released by the UFC.
That was really surprising. I forget what his record was.
It depressed me.
What was his record? I mean, you might not know off the top. We could look it up in a second.
He had a couple of losses, but
I know he did. But I mean,
this coming in from Jostin Lopez.
Yeah.
The one with the black sweatshirt looks like Jorge Masvidal.
Oh yeah, with my
I don't know
hair.
if that's a good thing or a bad thing anymore.
I mean, looks wise, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Thank you. I also have Latino blood in me.
I want someone to find the Conor McGregor fight from this year at the start of the year to look at what we look like in January in comparison to what we look like now.
Yeah, if we can find him.
I have had a lot of different looks this year.
Yeah, I certainly did not look. I didn't have this hair. I have not grown the hair out in a long time. But that was partly pandemic, and then I'm gonna roll with it. I don't know how happy I am about it, but
You really trying to like audition for a '90s Metallica cover band? Just
know.
like the Load and Reload era.
Yeah, they went real short there. We'll see what I do with it. We'll see. But Jorge
Reese.
Masvidal is not bad. It's a lot better than Josh Gad, which is what I used to get. Okay, so
we've got Anthony Johnson versus Anthony Smith. Who said that already? Jesse Bro saying the MMA world missed out on what would have been the biggest MMA fight ever because of the marketing. Rampage versus Kimbo. That would have been something I would have liked.
That would have been. Unfortunately, we won't see that happen.
No. I blame the economy.
Here. Did we have this set up here, Matt, by the way? Or
yeah, no, we're good.
We're good? Okay.
We should be.
All
right, well, just hit it.
Okay. As we set up as we start here. Now, again, the over-under, let's do what we've been doing the last couple months here. The last fight was what? We don't keep track of this.
We didn't get started until about like 10:15.
Right, and that seems to be a constant either theme or new way they do this now.
Front load everything with video packages and then back load everything with video packages, and then we're just standing in the middle, wondering why you're not on actual pay-per-view anymore. It's becoming an issue.
As we set up here for UFC 256. We also, all night long, we're going to be taking your freak fights.
Yes.
That you want to see.
That's the phrase that pays.
That is the new situation in who's drawing in boxing. I mean, that's one of the biggest draws of Mike Tyson's career, for sure, and one of the biggest boxing draws in recent memory.
Yeah.
And it's all two fighters way past their prime. Both retired at one point, but that's the new thing now. So now we're going to find out who. I hope George Foreman gets involved. I don't know how.
He does a fan man.
That would be great. So we'll see. We'll see who needs to settle some old scores. I'm sure Tito Ortiz is itching to beat up Chuck Liddell for a fourth time and then celebrate like he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. One coming in. Oh, that's a dream fight. That's not a freak fight. Figueiredo versus Demetrius Johnson. The same person at C4 San Diego saying, Harry, that you look like if Jorge retired after the Nate Diaz fight and started drinking all mezcal and just eating straight up Cuban food.
That sounds about right. And that sounds like, I don't drink the mezcal, but the Cuban food. That's been a period of my life. Not right now, but I've done it. I've definitely eaten back-to-back Cuban sandwiches on more than one occasion. So, as we run down this card here.
And we've got Daniel Negreanu. Someone's just talking about poker now. Ladarius Greer joining us. Hey, Ladarius, how are ya? Justin Cranford with a great one. I would have loved this. Khabib versus Matt Hughes. That's a dream fight. We don't want fights that, if we had the opportunity to have them happen, we would love for them to happen. We're asking for your straight-up freak fights. We want straight-up, violent, unnecessary freak fights because that's what the people want, Harry. That's what they want. That's what I want. That's what we need.
No, that's fair enough. I'm trying to think of all the other fighters we'd like to see. Let's see if Lennox Lewis can beat somebody up for a while. That's the beauty of wrestling, professional wrestling. You get to see these happen all the time. Mm-hmm. Hogan versus Rock, but now they started doing them in boxing. It's incredible. Now also, which I liked what they did with that card, by the way. And we'll get to UFC 256 in a bit, but they're showing a lot of video packages.
Yeah, we're not even out of the gates on this one yet.
But also the secondary thing you get is really more the freak fights. You click on that if you can. Mm-hmm. It's who is I guess Jake Paul's the only one doing it, but who else do we get that's going to be doing celebrity boxing? Who else is he's definitely taking it seriously in the sense that he's training, but I think
he's actually fighting.
He is actually fighting. He is out of his mind if he thinks he can be a professional fighter.
Mm. Well, he is technically. They're technically professional fighters.
They're officially.
Yeah, and then we've got this one coming in from Junior Soprano, Khabib versus Mike Ditka.
Oof. Yeah, why? Why do you want to kill Mike Ditka?
Because he never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh my God, Mike Ditka, and he's gonna beat him so hard he'll knock that flavor saver off his face.
Tyler Lee saying the Paul brothers versus The Rock and Kevin Hart.
I'd like that.
I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see that.
A tag team boxing match. I want to see it as a tag team boxing match. Yeah, that would not be bad. Kevin Hart versus somebody would be great. I don't know that Kevin Hart's going to do it, but you don't know. Kevin, you know what? What do I know? Kevin Hart does a bunch of things you wouldn't expect him to do. He's one of the only comedians who's got an actual endorsement deal with Nike. So
that's true.
It wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Hart. He is a man of many, many talents. As we're again running down your freak fights.
And we'll run down the main card for you in just a second. We're going to start off with Junior Dos Santos versus Ciryl Gane in the UFC's heavyweight division. Then, Harry, we head on over to the middleweight division as Kevin Holland will take on Jacare Souza. A little bit of a switch-up if you saw Fiziev's fight on the prelims. Now on the main card is Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba. And then we've got our co-main event, which is a fight I think a lot of people are looking forward to, Harry.
Tony Ferguson and Charles Oliveira. And then, of course, the main event for the Flyweight Championship, Deiveson Figueiredo, excuse me, who just fought less than a month ago at UFC 255. He's going to take on Brandon Moreno,
who also fought 2 weeks ago.
That's UFC 255. Because they just can't get enough. Got to get it in. Both short fights. Why not do it again? So it's an interesting card. Got a lot of names of yesteryear. A guy like Junior Dos Santos is opening this card. Obviously his best years are behind him at 21-8. And then you have Tony Ferguson, who had a really good fight this year. At 25-4, he's in the semi-main. And then, of course, Deiveson Figueiredo in his prime. So it's an interesting card all the way through. They've had to change it throughout the week, which is not something that is that different, I guess, with COVID and everything going on this year.
We've got a couple of more freak fights here for you, Harry. Kevin Knapp saying Kevin Hart and Paulie Shore as a freak fight.
Not bad. Paulie Shore a little bit older, but it would be fun. I'd like to see that happen. Obviously, Leno and Letterman would be great. I think they're too old to do that, though.
I wouldn't hate it. I think
Leno would do it.
I wouldn't hate it.
I mean, Leno definitely got in the ring for WCW, so it wouldn't surprise me if he wanted to.
We've got here the Big Show versus the Mountain from Game of Thrones. That coming in from Justin
Okay, that
Cranford.
might be fun.
And that was Frank Knapp who sent that in. Looking up here in the chat, a bare knuckle fight between Nick Diaz and Mike Tyson. That one's going to be interesting. Government Bill saying, "Hey, sexy boys."
Thank you.
LeBron versus Khabib versus a prime Gracie. I'm going to say it right now. Gracie gets his decade ruined. Gracie straight up gets his decade
technically, ruined. Khabib is retired. There we go. He's retired, but he just retired. This is not... We're talking about people who've been sitting it out a little bit. We don't need him murdering people.
This one coming in from my own personal instant feedback, Harry, and you can try the instant feedback. Any of the messenger things, that's just what we're calling it here because I'm Opie and Anthony Mark. Me versus my personal demons.
Oh, boy. Your demons have been on a win streak, though, in all fairness.
On a 31-year run.
There you go.
Ladarius Greer saying Matt Ryan versus Jimmy Kimmel. Duran versus Leonard. Duran versus Leonard now.
Oh wow, that would be
a freak fight. That'd be a good freak fight.
It's a great 30 for 30 too.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Macaron Jimmy Connors go at it.
Or Bjorn Borg.
Or Bjorn Borg, get him in there.
Ooh, all three members versus Peter, Bjorn, and John.
Wow. Okay.
The winner gets the publishing rights to Young Folks.
3 at a time. Let's settle those disputes, people. It's Hagar versus David Lee Roth. I'd like to see that.
Yes.
If that's going down to finally settle who was it. Oh, did you hear that thing with, I guess Wolfgang was on Stern, and he was talking about that they were actually talking about doing a mega tour.
Really?
With everybody. It was going to be the whole band and Michael Anthony, David Lee Roth, and Sammy were all going to be on the thing. They're calling it the Kitchen Sink Tour, but he got sick. So we're deprived of that.
Would you have gone to that? And folks, we are still on video packages. We are 9 minutes in. Tony Ferguson wearing a lanyard, looking like someone's dad at a barbecue.
Why were they both wearing sunglasses? Both the exact same sunglasses.
I believe because they've been beaten about the face and head. They have light sensitivity. If you got punched in the head for a living, I feel like you'd wear sunglasses inside.
Perhaps. It's just strange that just the only two. And the
and a shout out to C4 San Diego for donating $5 in the super chat. Thank you so much. You're a sweetie muffin. We greatly appreciate it. Tyler Lee saying Will Ferrell versus Paul Rudd. Is that necessary? I don't know if that would be a particularly good fight.
Again, these are not good fights. What are you talking about?
No, or at least an entertaining or engaging one.
Jake Paul beat the shit out of...
I'm saying if it's going to be a freak fight, it's something that I would want to watch and find as an intriguing fight. Is that an intriguing fight?
Now, why is it that Nate Robinson was in there?
Money, and I think he called him out.
Well, there's a lot of people calling him out, calling Jake Paul out.
I'll call Jake Paul out now, and it won't be a fight, though, just a spelling bee.
Oh, that's different. But
I have a New York City public education, so it's an even shot.
You know what's funny?
He had a good school district. He went to a good school district.
Nobody's called him out for to just do 8 Mile style and spit bars.
I'll freestyle battle against Jake Paul. I will go bar for bar,
bro.
Yeah, I will go 8 Mile freestyle battle against Jake Paul.
If you've not checked out every day, bro.
Nick Crompton, his collar stays popping, yo.
When you get a chance, that fat kid with that fat English kid with his
England
his jean
is a
jacket.
city. Ugh.
With his denim jean jacket,
John
his Canadian
Dawson
tuxedo.
versus Stefan Struve. That's a good one, Zodiac. That's a good one. MGK versus Steve-O.
Oof, yeah, that's interesting. Machine Gun Kelly. If you could get Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem, but Eminem don't care for any of that. But yeah, Steve-O doing anything would be entertaining. I'm waiting on that new Jackass thing. I'm hoping it happens. I don't know how much longer those guys can do it. It's now you're going on. I mean, these guys are going to be in their 50s at some point.
Shout out to Marathon Refrigeration saying thanks for the fun commentary.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you to Jesse Ghost. Hey, buddy, how's it going? And Justin Lopez watching us from Culiacan, Mexico.
Welcome.
I'm kind of proud of myself that I got
Mexico.
that right. Yeah.
Oh, I got one. Dustin Diamond versus anybody from Saved by the Bell. They all hate him.
Yo, Mario Lopez, you saw the KFC thing, right?
That he's the new Colonel Sanders.
Did you see the sexy Lifetime original movie?
I only saw the still for it, the still promo they did.
Oh, the trailer for it.
Is it good?
Delicious.
We're at 12 minutes in. We're now getting to the rules of the Octagon.
We've got Jesse Ghost saying R.I.P. Flat Hat. He's not dead.
Who?
Steve. They called him Flat Hat in the chat the last time.
Steve James.
Yeah, Steve.
Sorry, yeah, no,
Steve James. That's
Steven
weird.
James.
Yeah, and the odds for this fight brought to you by DraftKings. Dos Santos a plus 355 underdog. Gane a minus 455 favorite. Fuck.
And that particular picture makes him look like an alien from a 50s Twilight Zone episode for some reason.
Yeah. Shout out to Stone Coder watching us in the chat, asking us what's good.
It's all good, bro.
And it's all in fun, so get in the pit and try to love someone.
A heavyweight division fight. Junior Dos Santos versus Gane. Ciryl Gane.
Yep, and if you're watching for the first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and be sure to hit the like button.
Yeah, subscribe now. If you hate it, you could always unsubscribe later.
Sure,
they will not unsubscribe.
No, I've been subscribed to things for like
so
15,
much awful stuff.
But we're not
actually
terrible.
good.
Yeah, there's actually a great video right now after this is done by our friends at Combat Culture about the career of Tony Ferguson. So if you want to learn more about Tony Ferguson, we have some great deep dives on him. We've got some great deep dives about these fights. We're going to have Shaquille Majori, our lead video host, putting out some content around Christmas time. Shout out to Shaq. And the entire Combat Culture video team, Andrew Case.
A lot of good stuff. It's not just our broadcast. There's a whole channel of great combat sports coverage.
While we may have the longest hair.
That's true.
We are only with you once a month, but be sure to watch the other great content from Combat Culture.
We're like a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
We show up once a month with a Nerf football. And
we're the dad from Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
We go to get cigarettes.
But there is love from the actual people who do daily stuff over there at Combat Culture. And
we do love
Bloody
you.
Elbow
and
SBN Nation and all that stuff. We love you, but we're busy. We're busy hooking up with stewardesses, and we can't be, we can't show up to all your school plays and stuff.
Shout out to Marathon Refrigeration Company for donating $5 to the cause.
There we go.
Jake Riddle watching us from Greenland, Colorado. Thank you so much, and we're glad to be providing the commentary for you. Zodiac in the chat saying Bruce Buffer versus Michael Williams. Who is the ring announcer? Oh, the ring announcer for Bellator.
Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, I gotta go with C. Michael Williams. I gotta go with him because he's younger. He might be more spry. But a Buffer, you've always got, you got Bruce, you've got Michael waiting in the wings. I think there's a Tito. There's a Tito or Jermaine.
There's a Keenan Ivory Buffer.
There's a Kim.
My favorite's Chico, but Harpo's all right.
Thanks to Alex,
Oh,
Eddie,
some
and
new
Steve
graphics
Carrasco.
from the UFC.
Yeah,
here.
wow, they're breaking out that They had an extra, $7 million in the budget, and they're pulling out those graphic packages.
They have all that extra money from firing all those fighters this week, so you got to do something with it.
Save money, save money. I want to fight, goddammit.
Here we go, Ciryl Gane.
Making his way to the octagon for our first fight of the main card. If you missed the fight tonight on UFC 256, check in the Combat Culture About section. We'll be updating that throughout the night. If not, go over to MMAmania.com, and we'll be keeping you updated.
And before anybody asks, what are you drinking tonight, Matt?
I am drinking Proper 12.
Proper
the
12.
Choice beverage for not only Conor McGregor, but Dan A. White.
Oh, yeah, Dan A. White does enjoy good Proper 12. We may or may not be seeing an appearance from Dan A. White.
We hope to.
As Gane. So wait, when did we stop this clock here? When they start coming out, or when they start the fight? When they start coming out.
I think when they start coming out.
Okay.
That's how we did the last time.
So we're at 15 full minutes on this one.
It is 10:16, 10:15 is when the walkout happened. That seems to be the average. One of Gagne's coaches. This is a deep cut just for like 3 people. It looks like John Neeson from Force the Issue in Jersey City.
Boy.
C4 with a great freak fight here. Dana White versus Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, I
That's
love
it, yeah.
that. That's a perfect. And Dana White would be crazy enough to do it. By the way, Ciryl Gane undefeated.
Third longest active win streak in the UFC heavyweight division with 3, and tied for third, and one of 3 heel hook submissions in UFC heavyweight
only
history.
3 heel hooks.
In the history of UFC heavyweights. That is weird.
Does anyone want to fight via Rochambeau?
Yes, Joe Son.
Oh, wow.
In the early UFC.
In the early, like the first 1 or 2, you could win with a Rochambeau.
Ciryl Gane, also a little bit of fun facts there, Harold, has only been to the third round twice in his career, and they were in his last 2 fights against Tanner Boser and Don'Tale Mayes. This is his biggest fight of his 4-fight UFC career. He's 6-0 in total. Has had 3 first-round finishes, 2 TKOs, and 1 submission. I believe that is that heel hook that was talked about before, and only 1 decision in his career, his 2019 fight against Tanner Boser. So do not expect this one to go all 3 rounds. And Junior Dos Santos, the former UFC heavyweight champion, making his way to the octagon, coming off of 3 straight losses, Harry, to Francis Ngannou, Curtis Blades, and Jairzinho Rozenstruik by TKO.
Those are some big names, though.
Yeah, and he didn't make it out of round 2 in any of those fights. The fight against Ngannou, he got dropped in round 1.
Would you venture to say, with all the releases that they made, especially with Yoel Romero getting released, that he literally might be fighting for his
He might be
UFC
in the CFL
career?
by this time next year.
Yeah, I mean, if he loses 4 in a row here, does he get cut? Oh, and his nose is jacked.
Yeah.
That is definitely the nose of a man who has done much battling. Junior Dos Santos, former UFC heavyweight champion, as we mentioned, tied 3rd most wins in UFC history at 15, then tied for the 2nd most knockouts in UFC heavyweight history at 10, and I just came up with those on the spot, most definitely. I'm not reading it off the monitors. As Junior Dos Santos entering in very calm, as he should be. I mean, this is not his first rodeo here. Certainly has the experience, but Gane 6-0. So we'll see how this goes.
And all but 2 of those fights, Harry, in the UFC. Ryan Hall versus Charles Oliveira. Yet again, I don't know if that's considered a freak fight, guys. You gotta give me something a little more freakish.
We do like listen, try all night.
And let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. Dos Santos 36, Gane 30. Both of them at 6'4". Gane with a slight weight advantage at 247.5 pounds, a full pound heavier than Dos Santos, and also a stunning 81-inch reach to the 77-inch reach of Junior Dos Santos, the number 7 ranked Dos Santos versus number 14 Gane. And I have an odd feeling by this time next week that number will be higher.
And Bruce Buffer. This month's jacket is the carpet of a TD Bank.
That's a good one.
Well done by the fabulous Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer. Yeah, it is Bruce Buffer,
Yeah, it is
not
Bruce
Michael
Buffer. Jay Anthony saying Jack Osborne versus Matt Ryan. Weirdly enough, Jack Osborne, the reason why I had my job at Opie and Anthony. Because I had long hair, and Opie saw me while I was being interviewed and said, Jack Osborne. This hair is the entire reason why I have...
He thought you were Jack Osborne?
No, he was just making fun of me because I was fat and looked like Jack Osborne. Fat Guy Sports Talk. Hey, We commiserate. Hey guys, love the content. Conor McGregor versus Akebono.
That would be a fun one. Akebono.
C4 San Diego saying pot versus booze. Well, that's a fight some of us fight every day, sir. John Anderson says Matt is shrinking, looks like a different guy. Well, thank you. I think it's the hair and the goatee because I had a beard the last time everybody saw
maybe that's what it is.
Or I might have lost weight. I don't know. Depression does things. Frank Knapp saying Joe Rogan versus Dustin Diamond. We're getting started with the introductions for our first fight. So in between rounds, the best freak fights or the best comments will be read by myself or Harry. Steph Sotilli keeping watch in there. Maddie Yoel saying love you guys. We're getting ready for our opening contest here at UFC 256. It's Ciryl Gane versus Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos with the physique, Harry, of someone who looks like a pumpkin that's rotting. But we will get things going here. He could kill me with a look. But here we go with round number one.
He's not that bad. He's just not
the midsection's a little weird.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's still muscular, but not in the shape we're used to seeing
both men
from the past.
First strike of the fight thrown by Gane, missing with a left hook. Leading with his left, switching stances now, leading with his right. Shout out to Matty Yoel for the $5 donation.
A front kick attempt by Gane.
And got a kick into the inside thigh. Now he's got Dos Santos in a guillotine, standing guillotine. Dos Santos with his back to the octagon. Dos Santos finds a way out of it, but now Gane pushing the forearm against the neck and throat of Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos trying to hand strike his way out of there. Feigns a back elbow, and we're set back into the center of the octagon with 4:09 left to go in round number one. Low kick by Gane.
And that was a weird way to get him in when, I mean, it was just Dos Santos was moving very slow.
Yeah, he's moving very sheepishly. Landed a right hand, did Dos Santos, and now Gane feigning a takedown, then a low kick. Gane taking a very slow and steady approach, but the more active fighter missing with landing a left, Dos Santos missing with a right-left combo, both standing in the center of the octagon, Gane controlling the center, while Dos Santos is trying to keep Gane on his back foot. 3:35 left to go in the round. Feigning shots again is Gane. Now Dos Santos is back to the octagon. And landing a right hand did Dos Santos, but a leg kick landed by Gane. Gane lands a right hand, right jab with Dos Santos' back still to the octagon. Now both in the dead center. Feigning a right hand, a body kick by Gane. 3:15 left to go in round number one. Trying to find an opportunity, Harry, either of these fighters. Gane setting the pace, but now slowing down, hitting a body kick to the pectoral muscles of Dos Santos did Gane. And a stiff body kick by Dos Santos. Dos Santos looking like that lactic acid is breaking up. He's getting a little more active here in the back half of round number one, but not really throwing any strikes.
He's moving a little bit better, but certainly doesn't have the speed of Gane.
Miss on some wild punches, wide right and wide left by Dos Santos. And a low kick by Dos Santos, barely grazing Gane here in round one of three in the UFC heavyweight division. Kick to the knee with the left leg by Gane.
Another strike by Gane. Ooh.
Dos Santos landing a left. Yeah, landing a left hook, kind of looked like a slap across the face of Dos Santos. And Gane keeps switching his stance, Harry. Just bouncing around back and forth. 2:16 left to go. Another kick to the knee by Gane and a head kick, catching the side of the jaw of Dos Santos. Landing a right.
Could, if he lands one of those quick kicks, it could be over for Dos Santos.
Kick to the body by Gane, and we get our first dick kick of the night.
Oh boy.
Straight to the bing bong.
Well, let's see what the replay is. And obviously the ref calls for some time. Let's look at this replay. How hard did he kick him in the... Ooh.
Oh, he caught him in the inner thigh, but he scraped ball bag.
That was a rough one, up and in. I mean, he definitely... The right one might have been unscathed, but the left one definitely caught all the brunt of there. And but they'll start back up.
A little bit of respect here. Matt Sharp saying, glad to see Harry again. I thought for sure Matt had eaten him. Shout out to Christopher.
It's both nice and hurtful at the same time. Thank you.
Christopher Brewer, thank you for donating $5 to the cause. And if you want to buy a shirt, head on over to tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. buy a shirt with my face on it, inspired by Milo from the Descendants. Gane landing 11 of 12 leg kicks, now 12 of 13 leg kicks for 92% in round number 1, aside from the kick to the testicles. Dos Santos.
They don't count that in the percentage?
I think so, but I'm just, And a kick to the body landed by Gane. Kick to the knee again by Gane, and Dos Santos eating a right hand but throwing one of his own after landing a kick to the knee of Gane. Another savate kick, Haku-style kick to the knees by Gane under a minute to go in round number 1.
And another kick from Gane. Oh, but Dos Santos grabs the leg. Gane quickly gets out of it.
Gane electric boogaloos his way out of that takedown attempt, that single leg by Dos Santos. And now his back's to the octagon, and Dos Santos trying to pressure, but Gane feigning a couple of strikes, lands a right hand, and they go back to the center. Dos Santos very active, but not throwing a lot. Harry, another kick to the body by Gane, kind of can-canning here, playing keep away. And then a right hand, and Gane avoiding an overhand right from hell. Dos Santos really tipping his punches. Another kick to the leg by Dos Santos. Spinning back kick to the rib cage by Dos Santos. Left to hooked by Gane. And then 2 right hands by Dos Santos. Landing right on the head. And Dos Santos swinging for the fences like it's 98 in St. Louis. Not really hitting a lot of dingers, but trying to stay positive, stay active in this fight at the end of round number 1. For me, Harry, that was all Gane, 10-9 Gane.
Gotta give that to Gane.
And you can see on the chest of Junior Dos Santos the foot imprints, the red foot imprints of Ciryl Gane. And Gane just standing in his corner, not really wanting to sit down. Heading to the chat really quick. Hidden Podcast says, love the show. Well, we love you. The Madness saying, I feel like JDS will lose. Jake Riddle saying, Junior getting a little sloppy sauce.
You have Dos Santos corner saying you have to block and you have to reply with arms. When he switches stance, he's going to kick you in the head. You have to surprise him with a takedown. Move your upper body. And Dos Santos, as we see the ratio here, absorbed 5 shots to the head, 10 to the body, 16 to the legs.
He's just going to keep chopping that tree down, Harry. I think that this is the peak for Gane here. This is the strategy. Keep him at bay, keep striking him to the legs, try to chop the tree down, set up for the submission. As we said, the last 2 fights for Gane have gone to a decision, so it might be a slow and steady approach here for the 14th ranked heavyweight as we head into round number 2.
However, Dos Santos has not made it in the last couple fights out of round 2.
That is true. Thank you, Harry. Looking at the notes.
There we go.
Look at you. 15 seconds into the round, and then a kick to the knee again, inside leg kick.
Close to the CMB.
There's just kick. 2 straight right hands by Gane, and then another kick to the inside leg, into the inside thigh. There's right underneath, in the shin of Dos Santos by Gane. Gane just Pat McAfeeing it, and then another savate kick to the kneecap. He's trying to dislocate that knee.
He can only, Dos Santos can only take so many of those kicks. Another one, not as powerful, but more just the amount of kicks that he's taken.
And then a little bit of a tangle there, an August and Jada-style entanglement by Gane, and then a kick to the ribs, and then another kick to that left knee, and a spinning back fist by Dos Santos, getting nothing but air. A dap from both fighters as we move on with 3:51 left to go in the round, and then a kick to the ribs.
Yeah.
And a kick to the knee. Gane just lighting the lamp here, just piecing him up.
And more of the same from the first round.
And a right hand, then a quick left hand by Dos Santos.
Anthony Pettis tweeting, this octagon is too small for these two.
This is taking place in the UFC Apex, so it is in the baby cage. And then a right hand to the back of the head. It looked like a rabbit punch by Dos Santos. Now they're pressed up against the octagon. Gane trying to go for the takedown. Dos Santos positioning himself out of it. Both men go to the middle of the cage, 3:16. Left to go in round number 2. And then a head kick blocked by Dos Santos from Gane.
Oh, wild swing from Gane, missing here. Another front kick. It's more of the same from the first round here. Not much going on from Dos Santos. He's looking for an opening, but there just isn't one. And meanwhile, he's just eating all these kicks. I mean,
missing with an overhand left was Dos Santos, and then getting kicked in the back of the knee by Gane.
And that looked like it slowed him down for half a second, and another one.
And Dos Santos, pardon me, throwing such heavy punches, Harry, but not landing.
Not connecting.
Oh, and a right hand to the jaw of Dos Santos. He gets pushed back. He gets rock'em and sock'emed. But will he get finished? Back elbow by Gane, and this one is over with 2:27 left to go. Back elbow, right hand. It's one for the record book. Ciryl Gane goes 7-0. A fourth straight loss for Junior Dos Santos in a division, Harry, that has passed him by.
And he, once again, does not make it out of round number 2, as we talked about. And could be the end of Junior Dos Santos in the UFC in general. We
saw Anthony Rumble Johnson go to Bellator this week. We saw the move for the PFL for a couple of UFC fighters. Wow, I can see his face right now, but it's not... Oh, Fabricio Verdum going to the PFL. That right hand, a right hand by Gane, just a straight jab into an elbow to the side of the head, and then another just a knee to the body, and then another elbow to the back of the head.
That's the one that took him down.
Yeah.
And then from there, he just landed a bunch of punches until the ref stepped in and stopped it.
But it was that right jab, just that right jab.
Shook him, and then he went right in.
Just that elbow, and then finding it, waiting for it, knee to the body, sees the opening, and then just right behind the ear.
Just clinical.
Clinical
and he was also very patient and strategic with the strike once he got him. He didn't rush in an insane manner. He was very focused.
Yeah.
And almost took his time in a weird way. Once he saw he was shook, was able to land those elbows.
And it looks like the commentators, Harry, are talking about the legality of that hit. But I could think that was, a little bit, it was behind the ear, if anything. Oh, and now Dos Santos saying, you hit me in the back of the head. And I think we might get a rematch here. It seems like this would be a situation where even Dos Santos' guy is saying, yeah, it might have been in the back of the head.
I mean, it might have, but...
Oh, seems like we might go to the replay here.
Let's see here. Let's see, we're trying to figure out if this
we don't have like a Trevor Whitman or a Mike Pereira in the booth here, so...
That's right, those guys are wrong half the friggin'
That's
time
fair.
Anyway.
So we'll take a look at the replay again. And here's the knee to the body, knee to the rib cage, low, and now Gane sees the opportunity, and now, that looks like it caught him in the back of the neck. From that angle, from that above angle, Harry, it looks like it caught him in the back of the neck.
Yeah, they're also talking about that Dos Santos turned away.
Yeah, he was turning away. He felt he was going down. Gane wasn't controlling where Dos Santos' head was going.
No. Yeah, I don't think it's, I mean, there might be accidental contact, but there was definitely not an intention at a rabbit punch or anything.
Yeah.
As Bruce Buffer announces the results here, declaring the winner by TKO, Ciryl.
So Gane getting the win, going to 7-0. Junior Dos Santos getting his fourth straight stoppage loss. And, former UFC heavyweight champion, a guy who defined that generation of UFC heavyweights, along with Brock Lesnar, along with Cain Velasquez. But now, rough sledding for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's in the twilight. I mean, even past the twilight of his career. Third fight of 2020 also.
Yeah, Gane fought 3 times this year.
Dos
Santos fought 3 times this year.
All losing fights, so if you think you had a bad 2020.
Oof. Ciryl Gane now tied for the longest active winning streak in the UFC heavyweight division with Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades at 4. And a big win for Gane. That'll probably put him in the top 10. I could see that being...
It was a very impressive fight from Gane. The strikes were powerful. They were accurate, consistent, very focused, a great game plan, just focused and really punished Dos Santos until he found an opening. And if you see the replay of these fights, those Muay Thai or kickboxing style kicks to the side definitely Dos Santos took some heavy blows and kept going, but
He was waiting for that moment, that breaking point.
Yeah, and he found it with that right jab.
And there's that knee to the body, and seeing again on the replay, ooh, yeah, he turned his head when that elbow was thrown. And Israel Adesanya saying there's levels to this striking thing, and he's not wrong. Gane played it smart, played it safe, and Harry, you take it away with the interview.
Joe Rogan, we all agreed cage side that was a legal strike. Did that disturb you at all that was a questionable issue? He says, I'm not sure. In the fight, he was really confident I touched him in the back of the head. It was really confusing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Rogan says, when you see the replay, what did you see? What did you think about? He says, I don't know exactly. And now they're showing him the replay. He's saying a little bit maybe from another angle. Yeah, but they agree he's turning away, that he's turning his head. Rogan says, I don't think that should take away from your performance. I think what you did tonight was amazing. You fought a former world champion, and you extended your undefeated streak and put on a show against a great fighter, and you showed all your skills. Rogan says, considering the relative small amount of time you've been fighting and the fact that you had to take a long wait before you had to get this fight, has this been frustrating for you? He says, of course it's been frustrating. There's no disrespect, but Dos Santos, I understand what he did, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm happy to, I'm looking forward to the future. Rogan says, thank you for your great performance. Ciryl Gane. And Rogan says, thank you. We look forward to seeing you again. And a great performance. I don't think that controversial punch should be very controversial or should take away.
Yeah.
But
it could save Dos Santos' job. I feel like that's the extent of it. I think it saves Dos Santos' job.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see.
Let us know in the chat what you think if you're watching along with us or you're just listening to the fight card tonight. Let us know what you think as Kevin Holland gets ready for his fight against Jacare Souza. Tyler Lee saying Holland is legit. Jacare is past his prime. Paid programming. Saying maybe Holland is a wild card. He could be a wild card, Harry, but you know what's not a wild card? Helping somebody out there in the holidays.
There you go.
We're giving back to No Kid Hungry. We're giving back to our friends at Toys for Tots. We're giving back to children's charities this holiday season, Harry. With this t-shirt featuring my face, you can see it now at tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. That's tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. All profits to those shirts being sold tonight, and they'll be sold across the holiday season, will go directly to No Kid Hungry, as well as Toys for Tots and other children's charities. We give back here on Combat Culture. We've been doing that all year. We've been doing giveaways. We've been doing stuff where we donate money to charities, and we thank everybody who bought our print this year, donated money, donated to the Super Chat. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, and it's a nice good cause while we watch people beat the hell out of each other. It always makes it even better. The only thing better than drinking and watching people get hurt is raising money for charity.
And getting paid for it.
There we go.
Shout out to Infidel09 in the chat saying, great job tonight. Good job tonight, guys.
Well, wait a minute. We got downgraded from great to good real quick, man. Yeah. This show business is it's rough, man. It's an interesting fight so far. Card so far. That was a good fight. That was a very interesting fight to watch.
Chris Wise saying, thanks, dude. It's rough betting tonight, betting early tonight, so I didn't want to spring for the card, enjoying the play-by-play. Well, thank you, and hopefully those numbers turn around for you. We'll be giving you our predictions. If you want to hear my predictions every single week, Harry, about the fights, and whether or not I would put some cash, some straight cash, homie, on them, you can watch me on SBR, youtube.com/SBR forum. You can look up SBR, Sports Bet Review online. Just search Sports Bet Review. It's me, Lee Martin, and Dave Mannion. We break down the fights every single week for every single card. And shout out to our friends at SBR Forum. You can follow them on Twitter by looking up Sports Bet Review or SBR Sports.
As we see the highlights package for who I guess they're inducting into the UFC Hall of Fame.
Kevin Randleman, much deserved. Long time coming. We talked about that a couple cards ago. Mark Ratner going into the Pioneer Wing. We take a look at the lightweight rankings for our co-main event tonight. And then next month, the next time we'll be coming to you live here on Combat Culture and across the Combat Culture Network, we'll be coming to you for UFC 257 as Dustin Poirier takes on Conor McGregor. And Jeff Proy's saying in the chat, I need a sandwich, paid programming, eating a salami and cheddar right now.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Can't argue. Can't argue as they do a highlight package promoting that pay-per-view, Conor McGregor.
And it's it's going to be that time of year where Conor McGregor comes out of his shell, comes out of his hole in Ibiza, and then fights somebody.
And we find out if there's 6 more weeks of winter, or if there's 6 more weeks of drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking Proper 12. And you know what? Proper 12, if you want to sponsor the next fight and put a Proper 12 banner there next to Chubby in the background or next to the photo of either of our dead friends, we could do that for you. We definitely would.
We'll cover up our dead friends. I mean, we'll take money. Yeah. I mean, we're whores about it. Let's be honest. But we see Dustin Poirier, looking good in these highlights here. As it's going to be an interesting pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's, 2021, the retired Conor McGregor.
If you look through the Combat Culture archive, you will see Conor McGregor retires again, where we break it down. And, well, let's take a look at that card for January 23rd. Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Jessica Ai versus Joanne Calderwood. Okay. Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Prachniow. And Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Rivas. So if you just want to watch one fight, this is the pay-per-view for you. Holy shit, it's like a Matchroom boxing card. Mother of Christ.
Yeah, this is one for the main event.
Oy vey. So Scott Gordon donating $5 to the chat. Back in the studio together again. Yay. Still ugly, but better than paying for the pay-per-view. Well, thank you for your money, but fuck you.
Yeah. Are we still ugly?
I guess.
Is your situation still ugly? What do you mean?
Is your mother ugly? There's options.
There we go. And they are now running on the prelims of 257 as if you weren't enticed enough by those.
If you want to watch Matt Frivola and Atman Azitar or Shane Burgos fight a Canadian. Oof.
I mean, that card should be McGregor Poirier plus guests. Is really how that should work.
Also, the odds for this fight. Kevin Holland, according to DraftKings, a -105 underdog, while Jacare, a favorite, against a -115 Souza. This fight is uncomfortably close. Like that show at Michael McKean in the early 2000s.
I don't understand how that works with the gambling wise. How can they both be a minus? Whatever. Okay, let's see.
So that's our next fight. We've got 4 more fights for you.
Exciting to see Conor McGregor. I'm a big Conor fan, but we'll see what happens.
For those asking where Chimaev is, he fought on the prelims. So, yeah, that fight not happening. So Mackenzie Dern took that spot. John Bennett saying that Mayweather should bet on the fight with Jake Paul. It's Logan Paul, first of all. And throw the fight. Paul? It's Logan Paul. Jake Paul's everyday, bro.
Okay, wait. I thought he was the boxer.
Both of them are boxers.
Yeah.
They both fight.
So who's fighting Mayweather?
Logan Paul.
Oh, his brother. So it's not
Jake Paul's the one who murdered Nate Robinson.
Right. Oh, so Logan Paul is stepping in again.
But he's saying Mayweather should throw the fight like Satan did against Jesus on South Park.
I mean, it's a smart move. That would be crazy if his undefeated streak went to Logan Paul.
Yeah, if he just decided that his Brock Lesnar is Logan Paul.
You got to leave it for the next generation, brother. Put over Logan Paul.
I was actually
give him that rub.
I was a guest on San Antonio's news source, KTSA.
Nice.
My friend Dennis Foley hosts a show with called Master Debaters, and I made an argument against people from the Washington Post and Fox News, Harry, that the freak fights like Tyson and Jones and Mayweather and Paul are good for boxing.
Yeah, I mean it's got more people interested. More people check that fight out than are. I mean. We were just talking before.
1.8 million people bought Tyson versus Jones.
Before we went on the air, we were talking about all three major heavyweights are fighting within the next month, right? I mean,
we had Anthony Joshua fight earlier today and Jabal Kubrat Pulev.
I had no idea that was happening.
Tyson Fury is fighting at some point in the next 6 months. I think Deontay Wilder has a fight set soon. I would love to see Deontay versus Fury 3 when Wilder gets his confidence back. Infidel09 asking who should Tyson fight next. It's probably going to be Evander Holyfield, but fuck it, I want to see him fight Tyson Fury, or I want to see him fight a Kubrat Pulev, or someone in the like a Derek Chisora or a Dillian White. I want to see what would happen.
Don't get me wrong, he looked great, but I don't think he should fight current.
We said the same thing when Michael Moorer fought fucking Evander Holyfield. And I feel like these guys might take it a little too lightly, and Tyson is still Tyson.
Maybe. I mean, he looked phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. He looked phenomenal in that fight, but... hold on 1 second. Hold down the fort.
You all right there?
Yeah, I just want to... I've decided I'm going to take now to use the restroom break before the fight
John Bennett saying Tyson should fight PewDiePie. I would watch that. Jeff Prosey saying, not good for boxing, can't lump Paul fights with Tyson fights. Why not? Like, it's one of those things where, I get it. The Paul brothers are the Paul brothers, and they're horrible human beings. You're not going to get an argument from me there. That might get us deplatformed for saying something against them, but Susan, don't deplatform me. But when you have a younger fan base, you need an entryway for new fans. And whether or not they come back, you're hoping it's a three-wave marketing approach. You're going to get the diehards who love Tyson. You're going to get the casual fans who love Tyson. And then you're going to get a whole new market of fans that only know about the YouTube guys or Nate Robinson. And then you might keep those people. When you're in the zeitgeist, when you're in the cultural zeitgeist, you take it and you run with it. It's the WrestleMania 1 philosophy. Scott Gordon, Harry takes on the bathroom like Paul took on Robinson. Oof. Yeesh. Tyson versus Charlie Semmelhoff. Tyler Lee saying SS Sniper Wolf versus Paige Van Zandt. That's a deep cut, pal. Wow, that is an internet deep cut. But I don't hate it as Jacare Souza makes his way to the octagon for a second fight of the evening. He is on a 2-fight losing streak with losses to Jack Hermanson and current light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz. His last win, Harry, who's coming back in the frame right now, was at UFC 230 2 years ago against Chris Weidman in a third-round KO. Former Strikeforce champion in the middleweight division, same as a former Strikeforce competitor like Matt Mikowski, who's in Catalyst Wrestling. Finished 22 of his 26 wins, 8 knockouts, 16 submissions. Paid programming picking Jacare out of respect. Joel Wellwood agreeing with my take, Harry, about freak fights, saying, imagine how many people would watch if Post Malone was fighting someone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to bring... I mean, look, didn't care about any of the undercards, didn't know who any of those people were, but more people got to see those fighters in that fight than they would have if they were on any other card this year. So, some of the freak fights are fun. It's different. I think it's... Listen, you got to do something to save boxing because it is, especially with this COVID thing, nobody is talking about boxing.
Like Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin are fighting this month, and it really doesn't feel like anybody's talking about it.
No.
And Kevin Holland is going for his 5th win of 2020. He and Giga Chikadze have 4 wins in 2020. 10 other fighters are tied at 3. Jason Brooks saying for a freak fight, Matt Ryan versus Harry Terjanian.
People always want us to fight.
Eddie Reyes put a comment in there. I'm not ignoring you. There's just comments coming in at a flash.
A lot of comments.
He's coming to us on Periscope, Harry.
Well, thank you for joining.
First time listener, first time commenter, torturing us by having us watch y'all, enjoying watching the fights and letting us watch with you.
Well, there we go.
It's like
Kevin Holland, by the way, still dancing to the music as his corner man is putting Vaseline on his face.
4-fight win streak all this year, as we mentioned. The highest striking accuracy in UFC middleweight history at 59.9. UFC middleweight single fight record of 149 total clinch strikes against D. Chirico.
Kevin Holland continuing to dance every step of the way as he does his cup check, as he's and he's doing a cartwheel into the cage.
Harry, you heard that Clarissa Shields signed with the PFL?
Oh, yeah. That's a big signing for them. It's a huge signing for them.
I wonder how. I wonder if that's in the grand scheme of things, a drop in the bucket. Jacare dancing, he's getting a little bit into it. Scott Conrad saying he's got Holland by a TKO in the second or the third. He's 6 for 8 so far tonight. John Bennett saying just because the music feels good doesn't mean you have to dance. That's a fucking line. You know it. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. That works. Holland 28, Jacare 41. Holland at 6'3", Souza at 6'1", both coming in at 185 pounds. A half-pound weight advantage for Jacare at a 185.5.
Big reach advantage, though, for Kevin Holland. 81 inches to the 72 of Jacare.
Thank you, Harry. I was dying for a second. I felt like I was dying.
It's all right. That's what I'm here for.
DJ Paul saying, play some mirror behind you guys. Do you guys not understand how this shit works?
How copyright laws work?
Do you understand? This is our job, and if we did that, we'd be fired. We're not, we're not one of those, pop-up YouTube sites. We're owned by major corporations that are owned by major corporations.
We got people to answer to, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Even though we have drunk puppets on here randomly.
Who's our boss, by the way? I got passed over for promotion.
Hank Scorpio?
No, the puppet's my boss now.
The puppet's your boss now.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, 2020 is wild. That COVID thing did a number on him. And what is the logo that he has? I've seen that logo on his shoulder. The gorilla with the crown on it.
I believe that's his gym. I believe.
That's a great logo. I forget what it is.
That's a solid logo.
If anyone knows what it is, I've seen that in mixed martial arts before. And you can see very loose and very confident, and why shouldn't he be? He's on a 4-fight win streak all this year. He's having a great 2020. One of the few people who can say 2020 is his jam.
Yeah. It's been an interesting year where we've seen, Deiveson Figueiredo's fighting for the 4th time this year. Or the 3rd time this year. And it's his 3rd title. It's his 2nd title defense.
And here we go.
Yeah, round number 1. Holland throwing an overhand right and a left hook to start things off. Low kick. Jacare with the takedown. Holland reverses it, but Jacare holding on to the legs, and we're scrambling here early. Jacare trying to go for it, but a triangle choke by Holland. Holland going for the triangle, trying to lock it in. Elbows and forearms to the head of Souza. Jacare finds a way out of it, but now has his arm picked and may have to go for a Raquel Gonzalez one-arm powerbomb, but back into the triangle attempt by Holland. Holland trying to find a way out of it. Jacare, and now he does.
Headlock for half a second.
Almost got put into a bulldog choke, and now Holland standing. Souza getting elbowed about the face, and now Jacare going for a takedown.
And now just slapping him across the face, literally with the left hand.
Just trying to beat him.
His ears.
Yeah, trying to beat him away, and Jacare trying to go for a crotch takedown, has the single leg, and now a bulldog choke attempt in a reverse headlock by Holland.
Cranking down on that neck, a front face lock. Guillotine choke, and he's holding on strong, but Jacare lifting him up, dropping him down.
But holding on was Holland with his legs, and now he's trying to pivot his legs and grapevine the neck of Souza as Jacare trying to stall Holland's feet against the cage. That reach advantage coming in here.
Jacare on top and Holland from the bottom here. But both fighters kind of slowing down here, trying to figure out the next move. Oh, a wild swing from Holland that nails Jacare.
He landed it. Now Jacare covering up and protecting while in a variation of top position. Holland with a right hand from hell, and he just knocked out Jacare from the bottom with it on his back with a long right hand, and then peeled up, and then just two-pieced him with a right hand, and Kevin Holland gets the 4th win of the year, and Jacare looks like a mall walker confused in front of an Orange Julius.
Wow, we got to watch that replay again. That was incredible. Jacare was on top. The reach advantage that we talked about with Kevin Holland was able, from the ground, laying down, to strike him right in the face, got him wary, and then pushed up and continued to punch him while Jacare was still on his knees.
It looked like he just got hit with a rubber band about the face because Holland just pinged back and right-handed him from the bottom.
Several of those punches were while he was on his back. Before Kevin Holland was able to get up. Let's look at this replay here.
And then just Holland would hammer fists from the bottom. Jacare tries to get out and then gets right-handed in the temple, and then just rubber band AIs backwards with his neck against the fence. And the referee doing the right thing here.
Watch it again here.
Just finding a way around that right leg, his own right leg, using his right leg as a shield, as like as smoke, as a Trojan horse, to follow up with that right hand, and Jacare looking bad.
Jacare was a little confused. Oh, wow. He is wobbly-legged as he's getting up, and they're trying to keep him up against the cage, trying to get him to sit down there.
And Harry, to answer your question from Justin Cranford, that's the logo for Guerrilla Combat MMA.
Guerrilla Combat, thank you. It's a great logo.
It is. Emilio Munez saying my voice is annoying. Well, you can watch something else. You can pay $60. Scott Conrad saying...
I got a suggestion. You could fuck your mother.
Scott Conrad saying, Matt, you're awesome, so a little bit of a difference there.
Thank you, yeah. Isn't fucking the comment section great? One person thinks you should die in a fire, the other one wants to make you king. Here we go. As the hand being raised, Jacare is still being attended to here. As we saw, one of the most unique finishes I've seen in MMA in general. This is the one and only. Kevin Holland, so amped up, his jaw is grinding.
He has got 80s stockbroker jaw.
He is, yeah. I'm not saying that he's doing blow. He's not.
No.
I'm not accused. But if he was...
He's got the Bobby Brown jaw.
I mean, he is just going back and forth. He's just that pumped up from that victory.
On the stool, by the way. Like, he has not gotten up. He is just on the stool.
Bruce Buffer makes it official.
And CJ Knapp saying, you guys are crushing it. Love the enthusiasm.
Thank you.
We love you, CJ. Thank you so much for joining us.
And Kevin Holland goes over to Jacare, shows a lot of respect, gets on the knees in front of him, crouching down, praying with him, and Jacare gets on his knees as well. A lot of respect, which is nice. Kevin Holland, nice combination of
respect,
entertainment and
respectfully
respect
murdering someone.
Yeah. Kevin Holland, third modern UFC fighter in any calendar year with 5 wins.
The other one, Roger Huerta and Neil Magny.
That was in 2007 and 2014. And even Daniel Cormier saying he's never seen anyone do that off his back. That was a big thing with the reach, but he landed that punch off his back and then popped up and just started...
that might have been
off.
The end of Jacare in the UFC, but Kevin Holland's a fucking beast.
It's gonna be a lot of house cleaning for these the old guard. As wow, that's now Jacare moves to 26-9, 0-1, and Kevin Holland calling over DC.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We watched the replay. So a lot of interesting things. I mean.
Holland just... We saw that weird start to the fight where Jacare goes for the submission takedown.
Well, Holland kind of got trapped in there for a second, almost like it caught him off guard. He was trying to pull his feet out, and Jacare held on.
Yeah.
But then when he got him on the ground, Kevin Holland would nail him. And it's a weird position. He was on the defensive on his back, but Jacare couldn't do much because Holland was just driving elbows, Dusty Road style, on the top of his head.
That's right, baby. I came into the spirit of Kevin Holland, and I decided Jacare was the great kabuki, Harry, and I just bionic elbowed him numerous times until nothing was left but him being fired and me getting the sweet bonus, baby.
Here we go, Kevin Holland talked about... they were talking about who else has done this. Joe Rogan says, the way you connected with that right hand... you were threatening him. It was so much torque, but you were threatening him on the ground as well. And he says, me and Travis were going back and forth, and the smartest thing to do was to avoid the grappling. I agreed 100%. I feel like my coaches are one of the best in the world when it comes to grappling. Won the Ultimate Fighter, all submissions pretty much. If I can't get people... if I can't fight people properly on the ground, then I don't deserve to be here.
Homie.
Rogan says, Kevin, you're one of the most exciting guys in this division. You're also one of the most charismatic. When you're inside the octagon and you're talking smack to your opponents and having these conversations, is this planned or is this natural? Is it just you? Kevin says, it's me. It's natural. I had to do a drug test in the back. I had to pee. I drank so much water. I just felt the adrenaline from that, and
he had the piss, so he's like, I gotta end the fight early.
I'm gonna make this short. I just love to fight. My son doesn't want me to say this right now, but I know fighting 85 and 70, come back up to 85, he says. He wants to do it a week from today.
What?
Fight for a week for today? I'm trying to keep track of this. That doesn't sound right, but it could be.
My man's wants to fight next week? Also, we'll get to this in the chat in a second, but thanks to Joe Wellwood for shouting out my Dusty, and so did thank you, Alan Epstein. John Bennett saying that's a nice Robin Williams impression. Scott Conrad saying I should become the MMA hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, boy.
DJ Paul calling us fed bootlickers.
Fed bootlickers?
Like the WWE? I don't know why. Like I don't know what gives that away.
Oh, because of the stuff in the back?
I don't even like. There's a Macho Man figure. And
Explain
Andy
yourself,
Kaufman.
Bitch.
He's an All Elite fan. He says,
I love
I'm
All Elite.
Cody.
I love All Elite.
Oh, Scott Gordon saying he's trying to
Elite.
fight Kazmat Shemiev next week. Fuck it, let's go. Let's have it happen. I want that fight.
From
Give me
another
that fight.
angle, they can't show enough angles of this again.
It's like the goddamn Zapruder film. Oh, God. He just buggy whips his right leg as a distraction and then just right hands Jacare to death. It was the whoopsie.
And he just gets him on his back. It was comical. Like, it was, like, you know, like when you shoot a comedy piece and you throw like 17 punches in a row. That's what it looked like. I mean,
I would watch Shimiev and Holland. I would watch that fight.
I mean, I'm a Holland fan from this point forward for sure. I feel like he's done 5 fights. How many of those have we called?
Now DJ Paul saying, I can't stand AEW. It's the worst. Pick a fucking road, pal.
I don't know what you're saying.
No, you should watch. You know what you should watch?
Catalyst Wrestling.
Catalyst Wrestling, that's right. Every Wednesday night at 7:30 on Fight. Every Thursday in Canada on the Fight Network. Every Friday on the Fight Network in the United States, and also available in the Middle East, Harry, in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE, as well as in Saudi Arabia. You check your local listings throughout the United States and Canada where you can watch Catalyst Wrestling.
Also, you could go to YouTube, Catalyst Wrestling, subscribe. In fact, let's do all our plugs. Why not? You can also check out my podcast, Man School 202, with the great Dante Nero. We do that as well, every sex and relationship advice and comedy, and you can subscribe to that on YouTube right now, Man School 202. There are a lot of great episodes up on that as well, and all my other stuff at Harry Terjanian for any stand-up clips, short films, all that good stuff.
You can watch me on Twitter at MRyan Consulting. Depressed and playing Madden. Currently the 2017 New York Giants with Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald are 12-0.
Nice. You're on a run. You're on the New York Giants, who could win their division at 5-7.
Will win their division
at 5-7.
At 6-10. They're gonna go 6-10, and they're gonna win that division
because somebody's required by law to play that game.
Yep. American Grim saying that was a brutal finish.
It was.
Jacare, C4 San Diego saying Jacare versus Machida in Bellator. I'd watch that fight. Kelly Sinnott saying everyone is a critic until they get in the ring. I don't know who they're criticizing or what. I've been in a ring before. It's a wrestling ring, but yes. Patrick Murray asking who's up next. That would be Mackenzie Dern and Virna Jandiroba. That'll be the next fight on the main card. Patrick Murray asking, what am I sipping on? I am sipping on a bottle of Proper 12 whiskey that they sell at the liquor store up the street from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they started selling it up the street. So I was like,
supporting local businesses.
Yes, that's what I've been doing during the pandemic. Just going to the liquor store and just saying, give me the thing.
Let's see, as we see the highlight reels here, a lot of filler because...
Yep, this is for next week's fight, because that's Stephen Thompson.
Both of these fights did not go the distance, very short fights. So you know what that means.
We have had a combined 3 rounds
Video
in the last
packages.
Who wins in a third fight between you two? Well, we've not had a first
fight. I mean, I'll always say me, but that's...
Yeah.
Because, you know, what else am I going to say?
I'm legit just going to bite your nose and then punch you in the testicles until the cops are called.
So your fighting thing is what the chimpanzee did to that lady?
Yes.
She tried to bring him a birthday cake?
I come from shanty Irish trash, Harold. I come from Sunset Park, Brooklyn shanty Irish garbage. We do not fight fair.
No.
We We do not fight.
So you immediately go for the eyes.
I don't have many.
Genitals.
All of my cousins are children, Harry. If I had like a cousin Seamus or a cousin Fitzy or any of my Germanic cousins that are spoused throughout the state of New Jersey, then we would just back jump you and beat you with batteries. But I have to take a Mr. Met approach and bite your nose off.
Mr. Met? Why Mr. Met? I didn't get the reference.
Because he doesn't have a nose.
Oh, he doesn't have a nose.
No.
Gotcha. You know what? I never fucking noticed that.
Well, you're a piece of shit for not
Met.
noticing. Jose Aldo's fighting next week against Why is Aldo and Marlon Vera the undercard of next week's fight? Marlon Moraes is fighting next week. Greg Hardy is fighting Marcin Tybura. Go Marcin Tybura. Anthony Pettis is fighting on the fucking opener. Why can't any of those fights be tonight?
Yeah, that's a little bit odd. I don't know why that shook out the way it shook out, but a lot of those are more marketable. Now, certainly the actual pay-per-view tonight has been pretty good so far.
We've seen some decent murder. Marathon Refrigeration saying, are you all sponsored by Proper 12? No. We will be sponsored by whoever pays us, though.
Yeah.
We were sponsored by a fake legal documents company earlier this year. Why Not Ramirez saying, what's good, Matt Ryan?
Was the company fake, or did they make fake legal documents?
I cannot confirm or deny.
I didn't know that. All right. Wow.
Why Not Ramirez saying, that sounds like an ESPN Plus move to me. Yeah, that sounds that card being stacked for ESPN.
Maybe they'd
but this is also on ESPN Plus.
Right, but that is on ESPN Plus, not a pay-per-view.
I want to see if we get more viewers tonight across the Combat Culture Network than this gets buys. Because we've had that before.
That has happened.
Some of our broadcasts have gotten more buys than these pay-per-views.
And let's see, these are the prelims. They're also showing anybody we recognize from these. Not so much.
Bilal Muhammad, he's on Diego Lima. Next week's card, Sijara Eubanks, Carl Roberson.
Diego Lima's on the prelims?
Deron Wynn is on the prelims for next week. Jimmy Flick, that is a great name. Jimmy Flick versus Cody Durden. If you're picking a fight based off names, that's a solid one. Deiveson Figueiredo.
My goodness,
Walking into the UFC Apex like he is about to walk the catwalk.
Also, like a villain in a James Bond movie.
Scott Conrad saying,
gloves.
What's your address? I'll send you some jerky. Follow me on Twitter at MRyan Consulting and then DM me, because that's a weird question.
I love jerky. Jerky's great.
I know. It's just an odd thing to be told by someone via the internet.
I'll send you some jerky?
Yeah.
Well, do you make jerky? Right?
Do you make it, or are you just going to buy it? Yeah, are you just going to the 7-Eleven?
Or are you going to shoplift it from a Walmart? I mean, either way, I'm down for taking the jerky. But I'm doing keto, so I'll take whatever snacks I can get.
People are asking for Dan A. White. We are getting a lot of requests for Dan tonight.
Where is Dan A. White?
We might see Dan. We might see Dan tonight. It's one of those. It's like a Beetlejuice thing. At the end of the night, we might see Dan.
Be careful what you wish for. We haven't seen Dan since the pandemic? No.
I think it's been the summer.
It's been a while. Rehab, probationary issues, court dates. A lot of things have been preventing Dan A. White. The pandemic isn't one of them. If anyone has been running wilder, it's Dan A. White.
That's true. This chat is way more popping than Bloody Elbow. Well, it's all the same thing. The Bloody Elbow, MMA Mania, we're all a part of the Combat Culture family, but we do have over 102,000 subscribers on Combat Culture. And if you remember 2 pay-per-views ago, we got over the 100,000 mark, Harry. So if you're watching us for the first time on Combat Culture, just hit the subscribe button, notification, ring that bell. Be a part of the conversation here tonight as we...
Someone asking if Dern has fought yet. No, that fight is happening right now after these video packages are done. Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba.
Dan did not die from COVID.
No.
My friend owns a store in Las Vegas. I've got 20 bags of jerky. Why?
I'd love some jerky.
Why Not Ramirez saying, I've been listening to you guys since I couldn't smoke bud because of my probation. Oof. Alan Epstein asking, haven't heard the dog barking. How is that good dog? Olive is a sweet pea. She is napping right now. She's been good today, aside from the fact that she destroyed my computer cable. She destroyed my charger cord.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. It's fine. We had a Home Alone themed bark box delivered to the house, so she destroyed most of that by now.
Bark box? What's a bark box?
Bark box is kind of like a, like they send you toys.
Oh,
and treats
okay,
and
all
shit
right.
every
I thought it was
month.
a specific type of thing. As we see,
I will be sponsored by Bark Box.
Virna Jandiroba coming in with a
jaunty hat.
Yeah.
A Crocodile Dundee hat, would you say?
No, I wouldn't. It's more like a yodeler's hat.
Yeah, that it is very
like the Ricola guy's
Yeah,
hat.
it is very like Dutch or like Swedish or Swiss. But yeah, Olive is sleeping. Jesse Dan did not die of COVID.
No. Also, because Dan A. White is a puppet, he has more than one life.
Yeah.
But he did die several times over, but not due to COVID. A lot of them are suicide by cop was one of them. Bungee cord jumping accidents. A lot of things have affected. Got stomped out at Sturgis during the biker week.
During Fozzie's concert.
During Fozzie, the super spreader event. As we see, Jandiroba.
He actually he sent me a note the other day and said he wanted his body donated to the My Pillow factory.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, that was a weird one. I have one of those, and I'm annoyed that it works. It's actually a good pillow. I got it as a very nice gift, and I'm really annoyed that it works just because
that guy's such a psychopath.
Yeah, a psychotic.
Why not Ramirez saying he loves the Ken Stabler? You know, who doesn't love the Ken Stabler? You know what? If you donate right now at paypal.me/felt fundraising over $50, I will send you that Ken Stabler. Or if you buy $50 worth of merch, I will send you that Ken Stabler, and we will sign it. Dan will sign it. I will sign it.
Maybe a piece of jerky, too.
Yeah.
If we get that bag of 20... you said 20 bags?
Yeah, 20 bags.
Does that mean we're getting all 20 bags?
I don't know. I think so.
Whatever. Keep me posted. Don't hoard all this jerky. Yeah. Because he's sending it to your address.
We'll eat it on the show.
I want a cut of that jerky.
We'll eat it on the show.
We see Mackenzie Dern
making
her way into the octagon.
Patrick William Madigan saying this might be better than the pay-per-view.
This might be more value financially than the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view has not been bad tonight, actually, so far. The first two fights, they've both been very quick, but they've been very entertaining. I mean, to me, I don't know if it's worth $60, but seeing Kevin Holland land that punch from the ground was a real great highlight moment. That was pretty exciting. It's something I've never seen before. So the fight itself, the pay-per-view itself has not been bad. It's been pretty good.
So if someone's asking about Jandiroba, 2 straight wins, both by submission, an armbar at UFC 252 against Felice Herring, and a rear naked choke against Valerie Martin last December at UFC DC. Her only career loss came in her UFC debut in April of 2019 against Carla Esparza by unanimous decision. 13 of her wins, Harry, have been by submission. 3 have been by decision. On the other side of the coin, we got Mackenzie Dern, who's got the shortest average fight time in UFC strawweight history at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Highest submission average attempt among active UFC fighters with 3.09 per 15 minutes. Third highest strike defense in UFC strawweight history at 64.9, and this is her third fight of the year. On a 2-fight winning streak, both by submission in the first round. A knee bar against Hannah Cyphers in May, and an arm bar against Ronda Marcos back in September. Has only seen a decision 4 times in her career. She's 3-1 in terms of decisions. Every fight that has gone to the second round for Dern has gone to a decision, and 6 of her 9 wins, Harry, are by decision.
So this is a pretty interesting fight here. Both fighters with pretty good records. Both fighters feel very confident.
And why not? Yeah, we're serious.
What I mean?
About the Stabler thing.
For $50 for charity, yeah, why not? Why not do it? As we see, both fighters coming into the octagon pretty confident. We'll go to the tail of the tape for this strawweight bout.
Mackenzie Dern, 27. Jandiroba, 32. Dern with a slight height advantage at 5'4" to the 5'3" of Jandiroba, both at 115 pounds, and Jandiroba with a 1-inch reach advantage, 64 inches to 63 of Dern. And shout out to Everett Savage, who's shouting us out from his family and him in North Seattle. Shout out to North Seattle. Scott Conrad saying he'll throw us 5 bags of the black jerky, the hottest jerky he's ever eaten. Ghost Pepper, Habanero, and Carolina Reaper. Jesus Christ. I think this is the second fight that Dern has had since she's had her child earlier, about 2 years ago. And Ghost Pepper Habanero is trying to fucking kill me.
He's definitely trying to at least ruin your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a rough one here. Here we go. Mackenzie Dern, 9-1 here, 5'4", 150 pounds.
With a great line by Jerky, he means parts of his wife.
Oh boy!
Yikes! That's uncomfortable and mean, a little murdery.
Does that mean he killed his wife and made jerky out of it?
I don't know.
Are we gonna have to be in a Dateline episode?
And another $5 donated by Matty Yoel. And if you want to spread the love tonight, go over to tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. For $20, you get a shirt with my face on it, based on the Descendants, with a Christmas holiday theme. Matt went to Christmas. Buy the shirt now at tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. Dern controlling the center of the octagon as we begin round number 1. Jandiroba in black and Dern in gray. Low kick by Dern. Jandiroba wearing knee sleeves. Jandiroba with a right hand missing. Tried to push Dern away. Dern getting in on the inside. Right hand. Now throwing a pile of strikes. Just piecing up Jandiroba, who presses away after trying to go for a grapple. Maybe trying to go for a clinch there, but unsuccessful as Dern throwing some solid hands here early in round number 1.
But Jandiroba with some punches of her own. Landing some heavy shots there. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon.
Nick Henry saying, at first I thought you guys were whack, but the more I've watched, y'all the best. Thank you. We're glad we turned it around.
That's how my parents felt about me. They said at first I thought you was whack, son, but here we go. Oh, back to the center. Both fighters exchanging some weird haymakers.
Yeah, they're both just trying to piece each other up here.
And Dern landing a couple before Jandiroba moves out of the way. Back to the center of the octagon.
3:47 left to go in round number 1 of 3 in the UFC women's strawweight division.
Jandiroba lands a couple combinations.
Kind of hitting a speed bag there. Just some quick combinations. Just some rattle punches by Jandiroba. And both of these fighters throwing hands here. Both of them known for the submissions and takedowns, but both standing here, respecting the other's ground game. It's an interesting strategy from both fighters, Harry.
A lot of energy from both fighters, too. You can see them bouncing around. Really a lot of adrenaline going for it. Let's see if this will last the whole fight, of course.
Missing with a a left-handed Jandiroba. Tried to go for a left hook. Did not land. Leading with her left. Dern doing the same. But keeping her hands up as Dern pressing Jandiroba near the fence. Controlling the center. 1-2 combination left-right landing. And now just piecing up Jandiroba against the cage. Jandiroba with a head kick. Missing. And then a left hook missing by Jandiroba. 2:47 left to go in round number 1.
Just the back and forth interesting first round thus far.
Trying to find an opportunity here is either fighter with 2:35 left to go. Overhand right landed by Jandiroba to the back, almost the back of the head, Dern. Not a lot doing there. Left hand landed by Dern. Back and forth fight here. I'd give it a 10-9 round so far to Dern, who's kind of controlled the pace. But Jandiroba finding some counter punches, staying active.
Dern's just landed a couple more punches and a couple more combinations, but it's been back and forth here. Both
keeping their hands down, upstairs, downstairs combination, overhand punch, and now Jandiroba trying to go for a takedown. Dern grabbing the right leg of Jandiroba, trying to go for a takedown, and now the first real grapple attempt by either fighter, and now slipping that leg, trying to go for the single leg takedown is Dern, pressing Jandiroba against the cage, hooking her right arm underneath the knee of Jandiroba, trying to go for that scoop takedown. Nothing really doing here. 1:43 left to go in round number 1.
Lifting her up a little bit, holding that leg of Jandiroba.
And now Jandiroba trying to take the arm of Dern in a clinch here. A couple of knees to the midsection of Dern. Jandiroba now going for a clinch. Now both fighters clinched here with Jandiroba's back against the cage. Inside knees from both fighters.
Exchanging knees back and forth, and they break out of it back to the center of the octagon.
Dern landing a stiff left hand to break out of that. You can see a bit of a mouse underneath her right eye. Both fighters staying active here with 1:08 left to go in the round.
Let's see here. A lot of pacing, 1 minute left here. Oh, a
head
side kick from Jandiroba.
Yeah, that side kick almost caught the head part of Jandiroba and then hitting a couple of shots. And now Jandiroba getting pressed against the cage by Dern. Needler inside, and Jandiroba with an elbow. Right hand landed by Dern, followed by a left from Jandiroba.
It is interesting that she didn't choose to take her down. Both of these fighters going with a lot of stand-up, a lot of strikes.
35 seconds left to go in round number 1.
Jandiroba has punched her way out of the corner several different times away from the cage, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's a 10-9 round for me. I feel like Dern's controlled this, but Jandiroba has been an active fighter. If you can give this a 9-9 round, I would give it a 9-9.
I could see somebody giving it to Jandiroba. I could see that. I still think it's Dern so far. There's another 10 seconds here.
Low kick landed by Dern, overhand right, and Jandiroba trying to pull the neck again, and a clinch attempt. Both fighters trying to piece each other up, and we will end round number 1 with a missed left hook by Jandiroba. Close and contentious round, Aaron.
Wow, very intense, surprising round. A lot more strikes than we thought we were going to see. A lot more combinations than we thought we were going to see. Less grappling than we thought in the corner of Dern. See what they have to say. You're coming from a little far out. You need to double or triple that jab. When she starts kicking that leg, kick with your back leg. When she's circling, kick her this way. When she's circling that way, kick her that way. And that straight's landing. Just keep landing with the jab, he says. Keep landing with the straight jab. And we see the highlights, the double jab that did land on the Jacare.
Jacare was in the last fight. Jandiroba was
Jacare.
That's the fusion of them, and I think it would weirdly look like Dan Ninen.
Such a deep cut. Yeah, Jandiroba does look like bizarre comedian Dan Ninen.
Oof, that there's a great YouTube video
There's a lot of great YouTube videos about the uncomfortable nature of Dan Ninen. But just by mentioning his name, we are opening to receiving crazy emails and being a part of his
I'll read him on the air.
His next venture.
Tag him on Twitter. I don't give a shit.
Here we go, round
number 2. Left-right combination, and Dern just going for it. And now a grapple attempt by Jandiroba, and we are just firing on all cylinders here. Punch to the right punch, and Jandiroba doing the Bane. What do you want from me? I live in the darkness. Pose, and Jandiroba throwing a quick 1-2. It looks like Dern is leaking some raspberry jam from near her temple with 4:30 left to go in the round.
That's back and forth around the cage here.
Dancing around here, 4:20. Great time period left to go in round number 2.
Dern controlling the center of that cage so far. A wild swing from Jandiroba.
Trying to find an opportunity here. Is either fighter to really step out and take the lead in this fight. Jandiroba, both fighters missing wildly. Jandiroba trying to go for a clinch, did not grab it. Dern landing a right hand, left hand landed by Jandiroba.
A lot of back and forth striking here from same as the first round.
Jandiroba missing there with either a punch or a grapple. Left hand missed by Dern. Missed to the body did Dern. Just trying to, make both of them are very even in terms of reach. And Jandiroba with the trip takedown of Dern. Dern getting right back up. But Jandiroba earning some points there. Might steal the round with that.
But just let her back up, though, which was interesting.
I don't think she wants to test the jiu-jitsu of Dern. Both of these fighters have gone the distance before, but are both known for their submissions. Both of them coming off of consistent back-to-back submission wins.
Exchanging knees against the cage here, back and forth between them as Dern pinned Jandiroba, but Jandiroba switches it around, pinning Dern against the cage and driving those knees into her gut.
And knees to the midsection, knees to the tum-tum, as the clinical term says. 2:53 left to go in the round. Jandiroba pressuring. Ooh, landing a knee to the head and then a right hand to the face of Mackenzie Dern. Dern looking a little loopy there, still in this fight. But Jandiroba been kind of controlling the pacing here. Pacing around here. Right-left combination by Jandiroba not landing. Ducking a punch did Dern, but Dern eating an elbow. And then a right hand by Jandiroba in the clinch, but hitting a right uppercut to the jaw of Jandiroba. Close and contentious fight here inside the UFC Apex. Right hand landed by Jandiroba, left hand landed by Dern. Dern missing with a flying right hand. 2:12, and looks like a poke to the eye.
And Dern saw it and kind of stopped. Dern was the one who poked Jandiroba in the eye, but saw it. And
good call by the referee.
But a good sign of sportsmanship. Dern stopped. As you can see here, we'll see on the replay.
Yep.
She just
Actually, it didn't even look like she got caught in the eye, but it might have caught her a little bit, and Dern apologizing completely.
Yeah, just swiped.
Scott Gordon in the chat. Obviously, we're all here because we're poor. You guys aren't replacing Joe Rogan anytime soon, but your play-by-play is legit.
Well, thank you, Joe. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with their announce crew. Their announce crew is great, to be quite honest. But we're here to provide a different alternative, have a little fun. The fight doctor, I believe, is going to come into the ring here.
Yeah, they're 40 seconds into the break here. Scott Gordon's saying, fair enough. To a comment from Ryan McKenna, I'd rather watch Matt Ryan's podcast over Rogan any day. Well, I don't have a podcast anymore. I did host a 2-point
you got it taken away by the government.
Yes.
Right?
Government came and took my babies away.
I'm fighting in court to get custody of my podcast.
Yeah.
Again.
And we did do the 2-point deduction for MMA Mania, but they took it down. They stopped it because of what's going on with the pandemic. Hopefully in 2021 we'll bring that back. We had great interviews with Chris Cyborg up on MMA Mania on their YouTube channel, so subscribe to them.
Is there some blood on John or no?
I don't think so, but
I think she's just giving the towel to the ref.
Just wiping some stuff out of her. Oh my God, her eye looks like it completely went the other way. I don't know if her eye was like
that way. I didn't comment on it, but her eye.
She's got a wonky eye. She's got Steve Buscemi and Mr. Deed's eye.
Yeah, I mean she could repair.
And this one, break it down quick! Mackenzie Dern grabbing the ankle, but Jandiroba coming out of it quick. But now against the cage, Jandiroba landing a knee. Mackenzie Dern
busted open. Her nose
she's got stigmata between her eyebrows.
And bleeding right on top of Jandiroba as Jandiroba pushes her against the cage, presses her. But Dern climbing up on top of Jandiroba, making her carry the entire weight.
And Jandiroba just drops her.
I don't know how smart that was.
Just leaking plasma is Dern with 122 left to go. Matt Sharp, if you wanna sponsor us, you can follow me on Twitter at mryanconsulting, and then shoot me a DM, if anything. Say, hey, I want to sponsor your Combat Culture stream on Twitter, and then we'll talk business from there.
And as we see here, Jandiroba on top of Dern.
Yeah, and Dern trying to interlock those legs, trying to go for a submission from the side, or at least pivot out of it, and get into side control. The Crimson Mask forming over Mackenzie Dern with under 1 minute left to go. Dern trying to pop her way out of this. This is the most trouble she's been in this entire fight. Jandiroba trying to posture up, but Mackenzie Dern trying to battle out of it. Dern in a bit of trouble here, trying to turtle up and keep Jandiroba away from landing a submission or trying to finish the fight. Jandiroba now trying to go for side control, inside control with 30 seconds left to go. Now trying to posture up, and Dern interlocking the legs around the neck, interlocking the feet around Jandiroba. Jandiroba fighting out of it, and Jandiroba eating a couple of punches from the bottom from Dern. Dern using her legs to try to create some positioning here, and a right hand, 2 right hands from Jandiroba, and this fight lighting up quick. Jandiroba getting hit in the pectoral muscle by Mackenzie Dern with 5 seconds left to go on the round, and now a weird reverse Boston Crab attempt by Dern and Jandiroba, and that will be the end of round number 2.
These two striking at each other, even from the ground, they continue to beat up on each other, and the cut man trying to put a stop to that bleeding from Mackenzie Dern. Let's hear what her corner has to say. Breathe. Is my nose broken? No, you're fine, he says.
Jesus.
All right, we're going to get busy this next round.
And
you got to time that takedown when she's trying to wing you.
Yeah, and per Ryan LaFree, it looks like she got busted open on a headbutt attempt.
Maybe, yeah.
An accidental headbutt. She's not trying to go for the cocoa butt.
Yeah, you were breathing. You were fine. I need 5 minutes from you. Let's see what happened. The knee.
Oh, no, that was from the knee. Ooh, that was a knee to the head. Yeah, that pushed away knee. Ugh.
And I don't know if her corner man was lying to her or not, but that nose might be broken.
Yeah, she might have Dan Fouts that nose. But Dern just stayed into it.
Say? Yeah, no, it's messed up.
Yeah, it's good. It looks good. You're doing so good.
We'll deal with that after the fight, actually. So, I mean, build up the confidence. Nah, if you don't think it's broken, then why am I going to tell you that it is? Here we go, round 3.
Shout out to Louis in Indonesia watching us tonight. Shout out to everybody watching us around the world in the Combat Culture Network. Left-right combination landed by Jandiroba with 4:47 left to go in round number 3. Spinning back fist by Dern, and Dern just saying, fuck it, let's fight. This has been an interesting, contrast of styles from what Jandiroba and Dern are used to doing. They're trying to end this fight on the feet. They're trying to make this all about their striking when they're both proficient on the ground, and both fighters know that and game planned against it, and they're trying to keep this fight standing. And now Jandiroba trying to stuff a takedown from Dern, elbow to the back of the head by Jandiroba, pressing herself against the fence, and Dern still trying to go for that takedown. Jandiroba has the right arm of Dern, and now a Muay Thai clinch attempt by Dern to Jandiroba, who's pressing Dern against the fence. Knee to the midsection by Jandiroba. Dern trying to go for a Muay Thai clinch here, or maybe double underhooks, missing a combination to Jandiroba.
Just really good defense there. And both fighters back to the center. Jandiroba lands a couple more strikes. This fight has really turned in her favor.
Jandiroba missing wildly with a right hand, but then gets into a clinch attempt. Try to go for a collar and elbow, and then kicks the jaw
as Dern was pulling away.
Jandiroba looking here to play the number 13th ranked Jandiroba against Dern. I'm glad this fight was on the main card, not the prelims. We're getting one hell of a fight.
This is a great fight, actually. It's a really good fight. And it's far from over. 3 minutes and 24 seconds here.
And Jandiroba landing a left-right. Dern landing a leg kick. Jandiroba might steal this one in this round. The first round was Dern.
I would give the second round to Jandiroba.
Yeah, this is going to be the deciding factor here. The final 3:13 of round number 3.
Jandiroba looking very focused so far as the two continue to spin around the octagon. I think she knows she's ahead on points.
1-2 combination. Just rock him, sock him, turn! Has Jandiroba against the fence, pieced her up, now trying to go for the takedown, not going for the knockout, and now Jandiroba trying to pressure her out of there, hooking the right leg is Dern of Jandiroba trying to finish the takedown.
But Jandiroba holding on, driving some elbows into the side of her head is Jandiroba.
And just trying to pressure her down to the floor. Great takedown defense by Jandiroba. Slips the leg, gets the takedown, but now Jandiroba on top and Dern on her back, trying to fight her way out of this is Jandiroba trying to posture up.
She's hammer fisting from below is Dern.
And putting her feet on the hips of Jandiroba, pressuring her off. And now Dern on the bottom trying to kick away, trying to get back up, trying to push Jandiroba away with push kicks. And now scooting herself along the octagon. And the referee will let Dern up.
It's a little weird. I guess there was no action. He stopped it. But I think it's interesting that she did not want any. Neither fighter wanted any of it, even though Dern was on the ground. But both fighters now in a headlock. Then just some uppercuts being exchanged, some missing, some wild fists thrown by Jandiroba.
Minute 42 left to go in the fight. Minute 38 now.
Crazy. Still a minute 30. Anyone's fight.
Yeah. Significant strikes in the round 1, 23-12 for Dern, 19-20 for Jandiroba in round 2, 17-11 so far in round 3 for Jandiroba.
Dern landed a kick to the stomach, but then Jandiroba just landed a punch to the face, made her pay for it. Both fighters
throwing left hooks. Now they're just matching each other with left hooks. Dern landing a third.
Both of the fighters going for it with these strikes. A spinning back fist missed by Dern.
Both of these are going to be having a trip to the hospital tonight. Kick to the midsection by Dern. Under a minute left to go in round number 3. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to a draw, Harry.
I mean, I'd be fine with that because now Dern is picking up the pace in this third round. But both fighters just going back and forth. An uppercut from Dern as she tossed into the cage by Jandiroba.
Dern has to get a takedown here. I think Dern trying to go for a takedown here. Elbows to the back by Jandiroba.
Jandiroba holding on as she's being pressed against the cage. Dern trying to trip up one leg. Nothing going so far.
And Jandiroba trying to pull for the triangle. We're trying to pull for an armbar. Tried to pull for the armbar with 19 seconds left to go. Dern trying to fight out of it. Trying to rotate her way out of this. 13 seconds left to go. All Dern has to do is hold on. Jandiroba trying to go for a heel hook. Jandiroba trying to pull for the heel hook with 6 seconds left to go. She's trying it. She can't lock it in. 2 seconds. 1, and we will go to the scorecard.
Wow. What a finish. I mean, what a finish to the fight.
Yeah, what a fight from both fighters. I feel like Dern's very confident after that. But
and if that nose wasn't broken, it is broken now for Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah, she is gonna be smelling copper for a few days.
And then, look at the mouse under Jandiroba's left eye for half a second.
Yeah, Dern's got a pretty bad mouse, too. We take a look at some of the highlights from this fight. Just great. I don't know if it's great striking, but there was a lot of striking in this fight.
Yeah, it was consistent.
It was not what we expected walking into this fight. Like, you can't really think that was what we were going to.
But both these fighters really did a lot of striking. Like, some of it wasn't accurate, but a lot in quantity.
Yeah, this was a quantity fight for sure.
Yeah, the quality of the defense, no hands up or anything like that, just swinging wildly and going for it. And both fighters had the same game plan here as we... obviously, we're going to go to the scorecard here. We're waiting for Bruce Buffer to let us know what's going on here. Both fighters shaking hands. And Bruce Buffer taking off the mat. I thought he was putting it on for a second. Shout out to Bruce Buffer wearing the mask. Ooh, look at that eye swelling up.
Jandiroba looking bad.
Both of these fighters are going to have to do a lot of healing after this. Both fighters think they won this fight. It could be anyone's fight, to be quite honest. Bruce Buffer says after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this contest. 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision. Mackenzie Dern.
Mackenzie Dern getting a 29-28 win, giving round 1 to Dern, giving round 2 to Jandiroba, and then giving round 3 to Mackenzie Dern. That round was close and contentious.
I can't argue terribly with that.
You can't, but I would rather have seen that as a draw. I think that was more deserving of a draw. Dern did enough in round 3 and certainly did enough in round 1 to win those rounds. But for me, I would certainly have given Dern the win.
With a draw, right?
Yeah, I would rather have given it a draw, but I can understand the move by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the judges here tonight to give that to Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern gets her 3rd straight win. 3rd straight win of 2020.
And Mackenzie Dern now doing a little dancing in the octagon.
Gophers asking if that was fight of the night. So far, I'd give that the fight.
I would say, yeah, most
Holland
definitely.
was close. Holland is close, but we've got 2 more fights.
We
got Tony Ferguson fighting next, folks.
This is one of those situations where this card was set to be set to stink, and it has been one of the more entertaining cards. A fist bump to Dana White from Dern on her way out.
In his penalty box. And thanks to Why Not Ramirez donating $1.99 to the cause.
And, Dern fist bumping Joe Rogan. We see the highlights here. A lot of striking. A lot of combinations. It wasn't always pretty, but
it was not a pretty fight. It was not a pretty fight.
But both fighters really went for it. Just haymakers, just overhand rights, uppercuts, but just wild shots from Dern as we see the highlights, and a lot of knees. Both fighters just went for it, made each other pay for every second of it. Even if one fighter got out of something or managed to elude something or managed to land a shot, they'd get one in return here. To me, a very close fight. But here we go. Joe Rogan
I'll be right back.
interviews Mackenzie Dern. Joe Rogan says, an exciting fight and a wild one at that. When you get 2 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champions like yourself and Jandiroba, a lot of people didn't expect it to be such a wild striking fight. Mackenzie says, I think they always say that when you have grapplers go into a boxing match. I think we both thought we were going to be on the ground, and she had a good takedown defense and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I tried to work my striking, and we did 3-round striking. So I remember my first UFC debut. You were commentating to Joe. You're saying she's throwing haymakers. I still have those haymakers. They're just maybe a little more technical. Rogan says most certainly there's been an improvement. We also saw a lot of confidence in your striking, says Rogan. Throwing power jabs, beautiful left kicks to the body. But it turned out to be a wild exchange. When you got caught in the second round with a knee to the nose, did you think your nose was broken? She says, I thought so. I've never had a broken nose. I figured sooner or later it would happen. But the second round I asked if it was broken. They said it was a cut. I watched him enough when it is something. So I kind of felt the smell was a little different. I think this is what a broken nose finally feels like. Rogan says you did it all. In the third round, you came out wild and just as impressive with your striking. She says, I knew it was close, 1-1, so I knew the third one I had to be more aggressive. So many great performances today, and that's how I wanted to come out looking. But I know it's going to be hard to get bonus of the night. I really had to steal the third round. Rogan says, you did just that. You had an excellent performance. Thank you. And she's saying some words in her native tongue to her love, her amor. Daughter, I love you. We're going to celebrate and fix my nose. And
Shout out
Derek
to
Mackenzie Dern.
Shout out to Ryan LaFree for the $1.99 donation. And thanks to Why Not Ramirez. Thanks, Matt and Harry. Thanks for making tonight's commentary feel so real.
Oh,
Harry,
thank
good job
you.
with
well,
the
it is real.
Yeah, it is. And Ryan McKenna saying, big fan of these guys rock. Well, we try.
Thank you.
We try. And
we do.
I heard rumors, Harry.
Mm-hmm. Well, last time you heard
That
a
at
rumor
the
that
end.
we were watching the Mike Tyson fight,
Yes,
that happened.
That is the end of the show.
Okay.
We may be visited by somebody.
Oh, my goodness. Santa Claus? Is it going to be Santa Claus?
It is not.
Oh, is it going to be someone who's going to be nude, probably?
Well, he'll be dashing through some snow.
Oh, boy. Here comes Dan A. White Claws. We'll see as they now promote again. UFC 257, January 23rd, Saturday. Dustin Poirier against Conor McGregor.
And Tony Ferguson looking like he just got out of the joint, just with murder in his eyes.
The intense look. Unaware that he's just supposed to be sparring so they could get some B-roll. Instead, Tony Ferguson is looking right down the barrel of that camera. You think he would have known by now, but it doesn't matter. So we see Charles Oliveira. MMA record 29-8, one knockout. Let's see. No contest, rather. Excuse me.
Yes.
It all goes by so quick. Actually, I'm going to get a drink while you do that. Need some chat.
And ask about, Why Not Ramirez asking if Douglas Lima signed with the UFC. Anybody in the welterweight division. That division's wide open right now, and I would definitely love to see Lima face against anybody in the top 10 or the top 5. We're seeing that with Michael Chandler now at 155, so why not see if Lima can make it in the weight class above and see if he can do something at 170. We've got some shows coming up for you. Heading into 2021, we'll be here with you for UFC 257. Scott Conrad asking, where do you guys broadcast from? We are broadcasting tonight from inside a container ship somewhere in the great state of New Jersey. Chris Tilley asking who's fighting. Well, we're coming up on Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira, and that is your co-main event of the night before our 5-round main event for the UFC Flyweight title. Deiveson Figueiredo going up against Brandon Moreno. That will be coming up in our main event just about half hour, 45 minutes from now. We will probably see our next fight enter the octagon at 11:50 or maybe midnight. Who knows? Here on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Harry Terjanian. Shout out to Stephanie Sotilli in the chat, and shout out to Olive the dog, who is thankfully asleep. We'll take a look at the lightweight rankings. Tony Ferguson ranked number 3 behind Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira is ranked at number 7. Tony gets a KO tonight. Infidel09 thinks that Khabib agrees to fight him. I don't know. I don't think if Khabib's coming back tonight. I don't think he's coming back. And as said in the chat, if you would like to raise some money for No Kid Hungry, Toys for Tots, and other children's charities, we have a charity shirt up at tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. That's tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. Get the Matt Went to Christmas shirt. That's only $20. Or if you want a hoodie version of it, there's stickers available, different types of shirts. But all proceeds, all profits from the sale of tonight's merch will go directly to No Kid Hungry, Toys for Tots, and other children's charities this holiday season. We like to give here on Combat Culture. That's one of the things we love to do. Jason Brooks asking, Harry, what are some of the bobbleheads we have back here?
Let's take a look at the extent. Well, our bobbleheads are in Funko Pop.
Well, we've got a gritty Funko Pop. We have a Bernie Sanders Funko Pop. We have a more cowbell Funko Pop. A Dorbs from Bob's Burgers. We have a New York Mets Casey Stengel bobblehead up there. We've got the photo of Bobby Bonilla. We've got a plushie of Shoe on Head, which is contributed by Stephanie Sotilli. We have a photo of Joe Rocha. We have a photo of my late friend Richard Alomia. We have a bunch of stuff back here. We've got Roy G. Pig right behind me, and we're hearing Olive right behind us right now, who will probably go back to sleep soon enough.
It's finally up and at him. We see some more highlight packages preparing for this fight. Oh boy.
Shout out to Chris Tilley saying, awesome, my man, subscribing. Well, we're glad you're subscribing.
Yes, please.
Wherever you're
Subscribe,
watching, be sure to like, subscribe, be sure to follow us along, make sure to read Bloody Elbow and MMA Mania. They are the reasons why we are here. Shout out to the entire MMA, Nate, Tom, Jesse, everybody over at MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow.
Don't forget to follow them on Instagram, too.
Follow at MMA Mania.
And also follow our stuff. I'm at Harry Terjanian, everything. If you want to find out about my podcast, the stand-up that I do, stand-up comedy, podcast Man School 202, available on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe now. It's some interesting stuff. It's a lot of fun. And also, I'm part of the team over at Catalyst Wrestling.
Yes, indeed. You can watch Catalyst Wrestling every single week. In 2 weeks, Harry, we're going to see, in a few weeks, we're going to see Colby Corino take on Homicide one final time. That one is going to be for the Catalyst Wrestling Championship. We are about to crown two $20,000 tournament winners in singles and tag team competition. You can find out more about that every single week on Fight, the Fight Network, and also on Gas Digital. For more info on how you can watch Catalyst Wrestling, be sure to follow Catalyst Wrestling on Twitter at twitter.com/CatalystWrestle. You can also look up Catalyst Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook.
As we see more highlights here, Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira. This is an interesting one. Both fighters a similar record. Tony Ferguson 25-4. Charles Oliveira 29-8.
Looking like Logic as he makes his way to the octagon.
Wearing his glasses.
Yes.
Interesting choice.
Du Bronx making his way.
Everybody has, I guess, provided masks, but they're very thick like masks, so they all look like old Fuji film cameras. So everybody coming out looks like they're trying to get a picture with the Statue of Liberty as they head here. And again, interesting choice to wear his glasses. What does that say about the fight? Probably nothing, but it's just interesting to comment on it. Let's see here, Joe Rogan saying that he is in his prime.
Jesse Goss saying, let the dog pee. We do. I walk her 6 times a day, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's not... this dog is really well taken care of. This fucking dog eats better than me.
That is true. You eat like an asshole.
That's true. But it is all dog food. That's the weird part. That's the weird part.
And Olive giving the dog translation for us.
Good for a while. It's doing her own broadcast feed.
The dog is not locked up. She is just in my office. Just laying down.
Yeah, she's got plenty of room to run around in there. She's just... If we let her out, unfortunately, there would be no broadcast feed because she would more than likely
much like
out.
her father, very much needs attention.
Okay.
Very much needs love, attention, and affection.
But Olive is well taken care of. As we look at the information for Charles Oliveira.
Second active longest win streak in the UFC lightweight division with 7. Tied for most finishes in UFC history with 16. Tied for most submissions in UFC history with 14.
Wow, 14.
7 straight wins since 2018, Harry. All wins have been by submission or TKO on the streak. Biggest fight to date in his 10-year UFC career. Career wins over Kevin Lee, Nick Lentz, Jim Miller, and Clay Guida.
Wow, 10 years in the UFC, 30. Yeah, that's interesting. It's about 3 fights a year, maybe a little bit more. So, I mean, he's been very active in his entire time in the UFC for sure. Looking in really great shape. Shane O'Malley says, had Charles winning, leaning towards Big Tony now. Big fan of both. Excited
this is
for
gonna
that
be
scrap.
This is going to be a motherfucker of a fight. And also Oliveira letting, just as a reminder what his last name is, has it tattooed on his back, and Tony Ferguson walking to the octagon like he is about to walk into a subpoena hearing.
Yeah.
Like he was compelled to talk to Congress.
Unfazed. Just very focused and angry.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson looks like he is ready to put a body in the ground.
Yeah,
but
very
that's
intense.
just his normal.
That's his normal demeanor.
We saw him fight against Justin Gaethje earlier this year, and we were all worried.
Yeah,
we were all worried for a very long period of time for that fight.
Let's see here as he prepares. Yeah, Tony Ferguson, always intense as always. Looks in pretty good shape here. It's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting contest to say the least.
I mean, they both come in here in different angles here. I mean, definitely 7 straight wins for Oliveira, and then of course for Ferguson, it's not been very consistent as of late.
No, former interim UFC lightweight champion, tied for third most finishes in lightweight history with 10. Third most significant strikes in the lightweight division's history with 1,051. Shout out to Toker88 joining us, a long-timer. And first fight since losing the interim title to Justin Gaethje, ending a 12-fight winning streak, Harry, with wins over Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis.
I mean, that's a really impressive list there. Yeah.
Kevin Lee, Rafael Dos Anjos, Edson Barboza, among others. Only saw 3 fights go to a decision in that run. The last one being 4 years ago against Dos Anjos. But we've seen a litany of injuries and personal issues kind of fuck up his opportunity.
Well, what are the personal issues that have gotten in the way for Tony Ferguson?
He kind of went crazy about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
It was not great. Joshua Sewell saying this fight needs 5 rounds. Yeah, this one's a 5-rounder. This one needs to be a 5-rounder. John Bennett saying, "Oh, good, thank God, Toker88 is here." Oh, we love our long times. You know, this is a community. We're building a nice little community here.
A lot of you are returning customers.
Yeah.
It's actually fantastic to hear about people know all the characters on the show. It's interesting.
Yeah, and if you guys want us to do more, let the people know. Tweet MMA Mania. Tweet Bloody Elbow. Shoot them emails. Write in the comments section. Don't go to their houses.
Listen, we'll cover anything if they ask us and pay us. We'll do bum fights. We'll bring that back.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Tony Ferguson, 36. Charles Oliveira, 31. Ferguson with a 1-inch height advantage of 5'11". And Ferguson with a half-pound weight advantage at 155. Oliveira at 154.5. And Ferguson with a 1.5-inch reach advantage, 76.5 here to 74.
Quick question. Which do you think has more credibility, the bare-knuckle boxing or bum fights at this point? At this point.
Bare-knuckle boxing had a pay-per-view last night.
They did.
They did on Fight. And they're controlled by a state athletic commission, but I will never forget that press conference we covered in that
at
Dave
and Buster's. Yeah,
where I think I got spit on by Paulie Malignaggi. I'm not sure.
He wasn't spitting on you though.
No, he wasn't directly spitting on me.
It wasn't a direct spitting on him.
Z Conflict saying do midget fights from Rough and Rowdy.
Oh boy,
we're not Barstool. We're better than Barstool. Tyler Durden asking, are we behind Bloody Elbow? No, we are not. We work for MMA Mania. But we are across the Combat Culture Network, which includes Bloody Elbow. And a shout out to our friends at the MMA Vivisection and everybody over at Bloody Elbow.
A lot of good people. A lot of good people over there. Bloody Elbow, all the entire Combat Sport, SB Nation, the whole thing.
Yeah, everybody over at Combat Culture. You know, they're the ones who are the reasons why we're able to do this and get paid.
Here we go. Is Tony Ferguson bumping up and down here?
He just wants to
pacing
fight.
Frantically, he wants to. I think he really wants to get in there and avenge that loss to.
He
Justin
loses
Gaethje.
his hairline at midnight, so he's really just trying to
Christ. I heard it turns back into an afro.
He's secretly Don Cornelius.
Oh boy!
Our referee Mark Smith,
who looks slightly like
Byron Allen.
Yeah, and that from this angle, Byron Allen. He looks different every time he comes into the octagon. Last time we said he looked like Debo.
You said he looked like Debo.
You don't think he looks like Debo?
A little bit.
A little bit.
And it's Tony Ferguson and Charles Oliveira.
Here we go.
Round number 1 of 3 in the UFC lightweight division, our co-main event. Push kick by Oliveira. Ferguson pacing around here, trying to find an opportunity.
Both fighters kind of pacing here.
Body kick by Oliveira. Number 7th ranked lightweight against the number 3 ranked Ferguson. Left hook. Land by Ferguson. Quick jab to the body by Ferguson. Feigning the knee did Ferguson. Bicycle kick, but eating a quick 1-2 from Oliveira did Ferguson. Low kick, 1-2 combination. And Ferguson eating a couple of punches from Oliveira. Spinning back elbow, land 1-2 quick combination. Trying to get away from the fence did Ferguson. He finds himself a bit away. And a kick to the knee by Oliveira, followed by another one and a left combination punch by Ferguson. Landing a knee strike did Ferguson. Kick to the knee, and a head kick. Oh, that got Ferguson stumbling. Oliveira trying to turn this into knock'em sock'em robots early. Elbow to the jaw, Ferguson, by Oliveira. Dude, Bronx putting in some work here, Harry, with 3:50 left to go in round number 1. Low kick by Ferguson. 1-2 combination missed and parried by Ferguson.
This is turning like the last fight, turning into a slugfest. Ferguson slips and falls down, but he's all right.
Oliveira trying to go for a waistlock takedown now. Picks him up, suplexes Ferguson down, but Ferguson holding on to the arm. Side control by Oliveira. But Oliveira putting the arm in a dangerous predicament and now trying to go for what looks like to be a variation of the Von Fluke choke or a variation of a side control dragon sleeper.
Ferguson trying to fight his way out from underneath. Oliveira fully on top of him now. Ferguson clasping the arms behind the back.
Yeah, holding on for dear life here.
3 minutes to go. It's a long 3 minutes. Ferguson's going to see if he can get out of this. Both fighters kind of slowing down to catch their breath. The referee telling them to get moving. And now Oliveira covering the face.
Pie facing him.
Palming Ferguson. Oh, lands a left hook onto Ferguson. Now a shoulder strike.
Yeah, the Conor McGregor patented shoulder strike to the jaw of Ferguson. In top control, trying to posture up his Oliveira. Ferguson now trying to go for an armbar. And now Oliveira from side control, trying to go for a submission. From now back in top position, trying to find a way to make Ferguson tap with 2:24 left to go in round number 1. This round has quickly become Oliveira's round.
Oliveira smothering him. You can see driving that elbow into the face or just smothering the breathing.
This is not looking good for Tony Ferguson.
Not at the moment, but he's trying to he's just burying his chest in the face of Ferguson, making it difficult for him to breathe.
Yeah, he is trying to give him the smother and cover here. It is a Waffle House style
smart
offense.
maneuver.
Yeah, just trying to control deprive Ferguson of oxygen
and
one way or another.
Also making him have to move, not allowing him to get any rest, and it's going to wear on him. Oliveira just trying to find the right time, trying to figure something out here. A couple side punches to the head.
This has all been about Oliveira trying to gas Ferguson here in top position.
Ooh, an elbow to the top of the skull.
And Ferguson just holding on, interlocking his hands around the neck of Oliveira.
There's still a minute 30 though.
Yeah, this is a long night. If this continues for Ferguson, it's a long night for him. Oliveira in control here. But Ferguson trying to maintain some pressure and some control, even though he is on the bottom, and Oliveira looking maybe to go for side control, still on top, but Ferguson holding on, interlocking the arms. 2 minutes and 18 seconds of ground control time, way above that now for Oliveira with 1 minute remaining in round number 1. Now, Oliveira trying to land an elbow from hell, missing there, and Ferguson still working from the bottom here. Oliveira making him work, using his body, trying to posture up, putting his ass on the midsection of Tony Ferguson, sitting on top of him, and a right hand by Oliveira with 33 seconds left to go.
He's just driving all that weight on Ferguson, making it difficult for Ferguson to escape, so he could just work the upper body there, driving some forearms into Ferguson's head, smothering his face. Ferguson trying to turn out of it, could give up his back, but he doesn't.
And now Ferguson with 20 seconds left to go, trying to posture up, pushing his hips up, bridging his hips, Harry, but not doing anything. He's just got to survive now. He has lost this round. Armbar attempt! Ferguson in trouble! 5 seconds left to go! Ferguson trying to bridge out of it. 2, 1, and somehow, someway, Tony Ferguson has survived this round and just walks away to the corner after almost having his arm complete. It looks like his left shoulder got completely torn out.
It looked to me like the elbow was going to be bent in half. I'm sorry, let me listen to the corner here. Oh, I'm not getting any sound here. Hold on.
His arm ain't broken, but he is in
He definitely hyperextended it, and it looked like he was going to pull it. out of the socket.
That was bad.
Hold on. And as we see the highlights here, look at him with the last second, put the armbar in there. Ferguson tried to wiggle out of it, and you can see he's bending. Look at that.
It was the
shoulder more than... Okay.
It's the left arm of Ferguson. The shoulder, you could see on the replay, Ferguson pulls his body away from his shoulder. Full extension by Oliveira. His arm is fucking strong.
You can see wow, that was a very close call for
Tony
Ferguson.
And you can even see it, that left shoulder. He is leading with his right hand now, Harry. That shoulder looks pretty jacked up. It looks like it popped out.
It might have. I can't see. It might have popped out. You can see that little nudge. I don't know that it.
He's hunched over, right hand to the jaw by Ferguson. He is going to be leading with that right hand. He feigned with the left, but that right hand is going to be the key. Quick kung fu kick by Oliveira. Now this fight's standing. Yeah, that left arm's useless, Harry. That left arm's useless.
Yeah, you can see the little ridge there. It might be dislocated. I can't believe somebody didn't pop it into place, or maybe the adrenaline doesn't feel it, but you can see it looks.
He's not throwing that left hand. Oliveira caught the leg of Ferguson, caught that right leg, and now Ferguson in trouble on bottom again after being controlled for almost 3 minutes by Oliveira, and now Ferguson in trouble. Oliveira pushing, trying to make Ferguson S his own D, putting him in a bad position here. Oliveira in a sunset flip position, and now there's some blood coming from Oliveira, and it looks like the fight has been stopped for a moment. As Ferguson is covered in Oliveira's blood, and his left eyebrow is busted wide open.
Let's see. Why did they stop this or they pause this?
We got
to find out. In the eye, maybe he got.
We don't know if he got an eye poke, but that is a bad cut.
Oh. Let's see. Maybe they're looking at the cut.
Let's take a look here. And now you can see on the replay, kick pushed up, and then a cut right to the eyebrow, and then a stop of the action, and they will return to the position. We see here, trying to see if it was a knee or if it was a kick, see if it was illegal. Kick pushed up and now back into the position. Ferguson on the bottom, Oliveira on top, back into that weird sunset flip position where it is hip on hip. It looks like the after effects of a power bomb. Ferguson's knee is touching his forehead. And Oliveira just trying to roll over Ferguson, hits the elbow, lands it low with 3:16 left to go in round number 2. Ferguson trying to pull for a triangle from the bottom and now trying to roll over and get back up, has his feet in the cage, does not have his toes interlocked. The referee Smith taking a look here with 3:03 left to go in the round.
And some danger here. I mean, Ferguson's trying to wiggle out of it. He does not. And... Oliveira just nailing him with elbows and strikes, making him pay for it.
It looks like somebody spilled ketchup all over Tony Ferguson's tights. All over his shorts. And now Ferguson with his neck bridged with his entire body and Oliveira's body on top of him, still fighting here with 2:35 left to go in the round.
And just Oliveira, no matter how Ferguson tries to wiggle out of it, he manages just to pin him in a bizarre, difficult position. He's got the legs on top of Ferguson's head,
Yeah,
basically.
He's got him curled up. He's looking like an Oxford comma with Ferguson's legs interlocked around the back of Oliveira.
It gives him no leverage to be able to pop out of this situation. And now Oliveira just taking advantage, driving his knees, driving some fists into his face here. A forearm, and then going back for another knee. Ferguson throws a couple elbows from underneath, but still in a terrible position with 2 minutes left in his second round.
And Ferguson he's got his legs grapevine around Oliveira and trying to find his way up, and now in the Luther Campbell position, Harry.
Oh boy, face down, ass up.
And now he has his face completely in his ass completely in Oliveira's face. With 141 left to go in the round.
He's in a bad position.
Yeah, this is not... Neck. Yeah. This is just dangerous.
Bullying him.
Yeah, Oliveira has been dominating with the exception of that kick to the head that busted open Oliveira. This has been A big fight for Charles Oliveira. Controlling the fight so far from the ground, Harry, for over 6 minutes. Over 6 minutes of ground control time for Charles Oliveira. And
6 minutes out of 9 minutes.
Yeah, we've got 1:13 left to go in the round, and Ferguson trying to pull for something here, trying to get back on a winning streak. He had a 12-fight winning streak heading into his last fight against Justin Gaethje. And with under a minute left to go, Harry, it is not looking good in round number 2 for Tony Ferguson, as the referee warning Ferguson to keep his toes outside, keeping them
not
away
locking them into the cage.
45 seconds left to go in the round.
And now an interesting position that Tony Ferguson
He is latched onto him like a koala to a tree. No fucks given here for Ferguson as he tries to interlock his hands around the leg of Oliveira, who is on top. It is a north-south, a variation of north-south, Harry, where Oliveira is trying to just open up the situation, try to pull for a submission, or just try to finish this fight.
And now his toe is in that cage. The referee should warn Tony Ferguson as he's trying to just get beaten. There's 10 seconds left here, but
55 total strikes landed by Oliveira, only 18 by Ferguson. And you know that this is going to be a 10-9 round, Harry, because Oliveira got busted open. But this should be a 10-8, 10-7 round. As we go to the third and final round, both guys going to their corners. Tony Ferguson has not looked good here.
No, not at all. Bad situation. The cut comes from an elbow from Tony Ferguson.
Oh, yeah, you can see that elbow there. And then the push kick kind of exasperated it. We'll see here on the replay in that sunset flip position, Ferguson postured his hip up and then pushed up, and then the referee saw the cut and then paused the fight.
Let's see here.
This has not been a good fight for Tony Ferguson.
Not at all, but an impressive fight from Charles Oliveira.
Oh, definitely.
Let's see what the corner is saying, if anything. Let's see. Volume, Tony Ferguson's corner says, you don't have to hit hard, you just gotta
keep swinging.
Gotta keep swinging. But
and
he is.
Shout out to the over 1,000 people, well, nearly 1,000 people watching us across the Combat Culture Network. Be sure to share with your friends, share on Twitter, using the hashtag UFC 256. I'm Matt Ryan, as Harry Terjanian. Ryan LaFree saying the winner of this fight should get a fight with Chandler. And here we go at round number 3, and I agree with that, Ryan.
Ferguson starts with a couple kicks
here.
Yeah,
he's throwing hands. He landed a low kick and then a right hand. Oliveira bouncing around here. Ferguson keeping his head low and keeping his hands down. I'm not a big fan of that. Be sure to hit that like button, ring that bell, and hit the subscribe button. Low kick by Ferguson, and he almost had his knee blown out there. He got wobbly-legged really quickly. In the third round of a fight in the UFC lightweight division at UFC 256, Oliveira's back to the octagon, has controlled the ground for over 6 minutes across the first 2 rounds.
Let's see here. A couple small kicks there from Oliveira. I mean, Ferguson being very careful here. Ooh.
Oliveira tried with that left uppercut, missed. Couple of low kicks by Ferguson. Push kick. Oliveira caught the leg. Ferguson back rolled, and now both men in Oliveira with the takedown of Ferguson.
And right on top immediately. Ferguson trying to put up some defense there to make sure he doesn't get the top position. Gets that right leg in the way. But, I mean, Oliveira, immediately controlled him. The second he was able to grab him, able to toss him down, Oliveira on top, and again smothers him. Puts his face right on top of Ferguson, drops his right cheek.
Yeah, 3 for 3 in terms of takedowns for Oliveira. It has been a rough night at the office for Tony Ferguson. Oliveira has been controlling the pace, Harry, dictating the tempo, and more importantly, controlling the breathing of Tony Ferguson.
And again, the interesting strategy is smothering the face with whatever body part. At one point, literally put his right cheek just face-to-face on top so that Ferguson has a tough time breathing. Ferguson tries to wiggle out, but no matter what position he is, Oliveira makes sure that he's on top and continues to control. Ferguson spins around and right on top.
Yeah, went from side control to mount, and now trying to go for a submission to try to finish this fight. What it looks like, trying to go for an armbar. Ferguson rolls away from it, rolls back up, but a grapevine into a triangle by Oliveira. Oliveira trying to pull the triangle here, does not have the arm, but has the head grapevine around the neck, trying to snap the neck of Ferguson. Ferguson finds a way out of it. Oliveira in the side control.
Amazing performance, an amazing wrestling display here from Oliveira. No matter what Ferguson does, he maintains control. Now he has side control right on top of Ferguson, and Ferguson finds himself in the same position he was in the last 2 rounds.
Yep.
And again, 2 minutes and 20 seconds still left in this round for Ferguson to try to survive, and he cannot afford to do that. He will lose this fight.
Not at all side control or lateral press for our wrestling fan friends. With Oliveira in control, Ferguson in a world of trouble trying to elbow his way out, was unable to with 2:02 left to go in round number 3 in the UFC lightweight division.
And again, more smothering technique from Oliveira, making sure that his legs are positioned properly so that no matter where Ferguson tries to push off of, Oliveira has the leverage to keep him down.
Oliveira is like the toilet paper on your shoe that you can't kick off. No matter how hard you try, it's still going to stay there and it's still going to fuck with you.
And we can see the desperation in Tony Ferguson trying to, off his back, push off the cage, and it hasn't really worked the entire time.
With under 90 seconds left to go in the round, it's the same verse as the first verse across all 3 rounds. Ferguson has been dominated, victimized, Paul Heyman style, by Charles Oliveira.
Used and abused, and Oliveira continues smothering the face of Ferguson. Again, Ferguson tries to push off the cage. The ref warns him about having his both toes now in the cage here.
And Ferguson finds a way out of it with a minute left, but taken down immediately by Oliveira, back into side control.
He had climbed on top of Oliveira, and Oliveira instinctively and smartly just dropped him right on his back. And Oliveira, again, continues to north-south, maintaining his position on top.
He's trying to go in the north. It's like a weird north-south side control.
Half side control, half north-south, because Ferguson keeps trying to move, and Oliveira, as Bruce Lee says, is like water, changes the form, and now north-south for the moment. But then again, Ferguson does this strange move again, clasping onto his own thigh, and almost in a choke position for Oliveira, but not much going there. Oliveira on top.
And now back into side control. Ferguson locking the leg of Oliveira, trying to keep him away from finishing this fight. Ferguson almost got finished in round 1 with an arm bar. If there were 5 more seconds in that round, that arm would have been gone. And I really think that arm has been a huge lingering issue with 10 seconds left to go. He's not really throwing his left hand at all in the second or third rounds. And now Oliveira just punishing Ferguson with elbows as we go to the scorecards after a defining victory for Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I would be hugely stunned if Oliveira... It would be a travesty if he is not awarded this fight via decision here, but just a dominating performance wrestling-wise over Tony Ferguson of all people.
Harry Big Boss thinks you should punch me because I cut you off a lot.
That's okay. No, he's not cutting me off. You're the play-by-play guy. I'm just here to fill in the gaps. There's no worry about... We're a great team, and... Nobody's cutting anyone off. It's all good. Matt knows more.
Infidel09 says
Matt's
fantastic.
a great play-by-play.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
Yeah, well, Infidel says fantastic commentary, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you very much. Matt knows all the moves, all the directions. I'm just here to, fill in the color a little bit as we see the highlights of all Oliveira at this point. Just belly-to-belly suplex wrestling style onto the mat. And then goes for the armbar. This was from either the first or second, probably the first round, yeah.
Yeah, that armbar. That was the end of the first round.
Ferguson held on. Oh my goodness! And then
fuck you! He
definitely hyperextended that elbow. He did hyperextend that elbow.
Yeah, that elbow, that whole arm.
Everything with that armbar was just. Oliveira kept sinking it deeper and deeper, and at one point just put it underneath his armpit to try to break his elbow.
Yeah.
And if he had more time, he might have tapped him.
He tried to take that man's whole arm and bring it home to Brazil.
And it just was not enough in that moment. He survived that. I mean, Tony Ferguson, tough as hell. No doubt about that.
And a shout out to Andrew Boehm saying, well done, good excitement and easy to follow.
Well, we do our best. Thank you so much.
Derek K saying, great team. Devil Dog 8614, keep having fun, guys, and thank you for the play-by-play.
We're enjoying it, and this surprisingly delightful card tonight.
These cards always sneak up on us, and we always have fun with them.
That's the beauty of MMA. I don't care who's on the card. It has the potential to be entertaining. After 3 rounds, Bruce Buffer says all 3 judges scored this contest 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision. Charles
Oliveira.
The Bronx Oliveira.
Wow, so 10... I don't even know how you...
He says he wants the belt. And he's holding up a
rock of some
rock
sort?
of some kind.
Is he going to throw it at somebody?
We're waiting.
Is it like Sadie Hawkins rules? Like he's got.
I don't know. I mean, it's Brazilian. You know, you never know. Is that a rock in his hand? They ask. It looks like a rock and/or a tiny potato.
Daniel Torres saying you guys are the greatest commentators on YouTube.
Vladislav, on YouTube, we'll take that.
Yeah. Vladislav Zavoniev, love you guys. God bless y'all for doing this. Fuck FUQ saying dope commentary.
Thank you.
Pet rocks return. That's what Ryan Lafree says.
Pet rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is a rock.
Yeah.
We think it might be his lucky rock. I'm assuming Rogan's going to ask him. This is going to be a difficult interview to follow him because it's going to be in Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do my best to. I mean, I don't speak Portuguese. I'm not translating. I'm just speaking of the time delay that it takes place.
Why the fuck are you here?
Okay. Look at this different angle. Look at this armbar.
Oh, fuck.
Matt.
Oh, Jesus. That arm... Ugh. You know, if I was even anywhere near that armbar, I'd quit.
You almost tapped now watching it. You almost tapped.
And we've got Akash Sharma watching us from India.
Akash, brother. How you doing? Let's see.
That was just bad business.
Joe Rogan. I'm here with the the winner of one of the most sensational performances I've ever seen against a top contender, Charles the Bronx Oliveira. What you just did to Tony Ferguson was truly amazing. As we wait for the translation, and he responds very excitedly in his glasses. Very quickly, holding that mouth guard or that face mask. I was the only guy that accepted this fight. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, but 2021, I'm coming. Rogan says, tough fight. This was one of the best performances I've ever seen. What you did to a guy in Tony Ferguson, who's been one of the most dominant performers in the lightweight division, you controlled every single aspect of the fight. The stand-up, the ground. You almost submit him. Were you surprised he didn't tap with that armbar? And at this point, I think... And I love Joe Rogan. I'm not usually critical, but when he's doing these translations, he's got to pick and choose a lesson.
So, Charles, how did you feel entering the fight?
Because, I mean, there's like 17 things for this poor translator. Let's see. He's asking him... He's a champion, he says. Mm-hmm. I knew he wasn't going to tap out. I came here to make history. You tell me who's dominated him like that. Rogan says no one. No one has dominated him like that. No one has made a better case at being a top contender in the lightweight division. Obviously, this is a stacked division. You have Conor McGregor, who's going to fight Dustin Poirier. You have Justin Gaethje. I'm not sure with Khabib Nurmagomedov. And you're at the top of the heap. Again, 1,000 words for this poor translator to have to translate. You're at the top of the heap. He said, this poor translator has to translate this. A lot of lead up. I mean, and he will answer as we wait on that. It's a lot of stuff up front, and then the question usually has nothing to do with the lead up. It's very elaborate, but the boss already said whoever won this fight was going to be in a great position. In first place to fight for the belt when Conor and Poirier fight in January. I'm going to be watching, and I'm hoping to fight the winner of that fight. Rogan said it's not just that you won, it's the way you won. Congratulations, it was an honor to call your fight. And then let's see what he says. Wait on the translation. He's very animated, very happy. I have to thank God, Thank you, Shoebox, everyone. Charles is coming. I don't know what that means.
Well, his name is Charles.
Oh, it is Charles. I'm sorry.
With that hair, that dye job, and
Give
his
me another
glasses.
550G, he says. Sorry. With the hair and
Charles
glasses.
Oliveira looks like DJ Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, okay. I could see that. As we see the longest win streaks here, Charles Oliveira at 8 wins now.
He's behind Israel Adesanya, Amanda Nunes, Kamaru Usman, and one other fighter that we cannot see because...
From Australia. Because of the color, the closed captioning. Not the color commentary, but the closed captioning. As we are 12:18 East Coast time. And again, another great fight.
Yeah, we got Deiveson Figueiredo fighting for the second time in 2 weeks. Let's take a look at the chat. Jamie Barr on Periscope saying, "Greasy nerds, what up?" Well, fuck you. Owen Gall saying, "My new channel, good job, guys."
Thank you. Please subscribe and like.
Yep. We got Ryan Carane watching us from the Philippines. Thank you for joining us, Ryan. We've got Akash Sharma from India saying, "You guys nailed it."
Thank you.
Juan Defects saying Jacare's knockout looked fake, WWE style. I disagree with that.
Jacare's knockout? No.
William Hagan saying I'm drunk as fuck. I'm not.
Wait, is he drunk as fuck
No,
or
he's
you're
saying
drunk
Matt
as
Ryan's
fuck?
drunk
Oh,
AF.
no, this ain't drunk. That's the beauty of that. Oh. I've seen Matt drunk as fuck. Matt's ruined my car drunk as fuck.
I've not. I ruined the outside of your car.
Yeah,
not
you
the
threw up
inside
on
of your
the
car.
outside of
In
my
a
car.
7-Eleven parking lot.
That was one time.
Yes.
And then the other time was we had to pull over. It was your birthday. You had way too much, too many free drinks.
Yeah, someone.
And
I got a lot of whiskey that night.
And you're like, "Hey, you gotta pull over." And I pull over to let you out at a bus stop. I wasn't leaving you at the bus stop.
No.
We were home, and I just proceeded to see you projectile vomit. As I went to look for parking, I just saw you projectile vomiting.
Yeah, there was a lot.
At least that time it didn't get on the outside of my car.
Yeah.
As you were hanging out the window like a Saint Bernard, driving down a highway, just vomiting onto the streets of 1-9 here in New Jersey, as we see highlights of Conor McGregor, the build-up, the excitement, the once-a-year return of the retired, no longer interested in fighting.
God damn it, I'm Conor McGregor. And I'm retired, but I'll come back, Baba, for one more payday.
Forever.
Paul Lee called me the other day and said, "Terry, we need you to get Dustin Poirier over."
Is he ever going to WWE, Conor? Are they ever going to have
I don't know at this point. I really don't fucking know.
Hey, did Kane? They never re-signed Cain Velasquez,
No,
right?
I feel like he'll come back at some point, but I don't know. Josh Merrill, shout out from Fresno, C4 San Diego, saying he wants to drink with us. Well, you're in San Diego.
You can drink with us technically right
virtually.
now. You know,
Infidel09 asking, how's the proper 12, Matt? Doing good. Why not Ramirez saying it's Alexander Volkanovski who's got a 9-fight win streak. Ryan LaFree saying it's a Buffalo Trace night.
A Buffalo Trace night?
Buffalo Trace is a whiskey. It's
okay, gotcha. Sorry, I'm not much of a
Infidel09 saying time to pack my bowl. These guys are awesome. Muzzle tough.
Thank you. A lot more positive comments here. Are we just weeding out the negative ones? We let them through.
No, we've got
certainly read the shitty ones. How bad is our self-esteem that we're excited? Like, hey, people are saying nice stuff about this. You guys, we've been doing this for
over a year and a half.
So the internet is, as you know, a shitty place.
Yes.
But we're happy to be here. Hey, let's do another plug. Why not?
Yeah.
Also the charity
yes,
thing. We haven't talked about that in a little bit.
Buy a shirt with my face on it. If you're liking the broadcast tonight and you want to donate money to No Kid Hungry or Toys for Tots, head over to tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. That's tinyurl.com/MMAXmas2020. All proceeds from our Matt Goes to College shirt, stickers, anything that's up there from our friends at Spreadshirt will go directly to Toys for Tots, No Kid Hungry this holiday season, and other kids' charities. And if you want to donate directly, go to feltfundraising@gmail.com via PayPal.
All for a good cause. And for my info, I'm at Harry Terjanian, as you can see below. That's all my social media. You can follow that on my YouTube page to see me do stand-up comedy, to see me do my podcast, Man School 202. Sex and relationship advice. That is also available on YouTube. Subscribe to that. It's a lot of fun. You can always unsubscribe to it later if you don't like it, but you're going to like it. And also, I am, in addition to doing this job, I am the voice of Catalyst Wrestling, available on multiple
You
platforms.
know what, Harry? The Ultimate Stocking Stuffer is available now at Walmart and Amazon. We did a show at Skankfest last year in Brooklyn, available on DVD at Walmart and also on Amazon.com. You can just search Catalyst Wrestling. Also on BestBuy.com and FYE and AMC. So take a look. Search Catalyst Wrestling at Skankfest. You can see Portia Vaughn. You can see Colby Carino. You can see Homicide in action, as well as El Hijo del Padre. Your good friend.
All the stars out that night. It's a great show.
Yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe on commentary, Ari Shafir, a special guest referee, Louis J. Gomez, and Ralph Harrington. Not Ralph Harrington.
Ralph Sutton.
Yes,
Chris Harrington.
Chris Harrington.
Chris Harrington was
in action.
Chris Harrington? No, Mike Harrington.
Mike Harrington.
Sorry,
Chris Harrington's
Vega,
the guy from...
Mike Harrington.
Yeah, Chris Vega on commentary. Shout out to our friends at Gas Digital. Taking a look at the chat really quick. These guys keep it real. Dudes being dudes. Love a shout out to Bro to16. Toker88 shouting out Skankfest. Akash Sharma subscribing. Lance Wilson, first time watching. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Lance, for watching us here tonight. Shout out to our boy Ed English from Rocky Boy, Montana, the home of a few rich people. I think Ted Turner lives out there.
Oh, wow.
We got C4 San Diego drinking some whiskey. Noah Masara doing some dabs out there. The cameraman saying, are you going December 19? I assume that's next week's fight. We will not be covering next week's fights live. We only do the pay-per-views. But if you want to see us call more fights, let the people know at MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow. Let them know on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And be sure to follow us.
Subscribe, and share.
Exactly.
Get the word out there.
And happy early birthday to Why Not Ramirez, whose birthday is this Friday.
And as we see the preparation for packages of two guys who do not enjoy time off.
No.
Deiveson Figueroa and Brandon Moreno. Both
Figueiredo.
Figueiredo.
You keep getting it wrong.
Figueroa,
Figueiredo, potato to tomato.
I don't work here no more. Figueiredo, and Brandon Moreno, both of whom have fought less than a month ago. And we're very excited, both with quick fights and wanting to get back in the octagon immediately for 2020. And,
shout out to C4 San Diego, donating $3 to the cause in the super chat. So far, $35.89 in there. So thank you so much. That money does not go to us, but we thank you.
It's much appreciated, no matter what. Oh, did we ever get the YouTube thing? The plaque?
The plaque is on its way. I don't know where, but I do feel like we should get it for a night. It's like the Stanley Cup. Yeah. We're the reason we got to 102,000
Can we do cannonballs into the pool with it? So you're a Rangers fan, as am I. I believe the New York Rangers are the reason that the teams... back in the day, they just used to drop off the Stanley Cup and be like, well... Yeah, you won it. It's yours. We'll be back in 364 days. You know.
We'll be back when the playoffs start.
Yeah,
The
teams would just do whatever they want. Apparently, the New York Rangers accidentally defaced the cup a little bit. There was some damage.
Lost it at a strip club.
But I believe Nick Kiprios told a story where at one point they were in a bar, with just celebrating with random people in a bar, and then the next thing they knew, they turned around and the cup was gone. And it just kind of, people had kind of crowd surfed it onto the street until I think a day or two later when the NYPD picked it up. We could have lost the Stanley Cup.
As someone who has met the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, you've been in the
I've had photos with it. I've had breakfast with it. Because I worked for the National Hockey League for a time.
That's true.
Shout out to the National Hockey League and their fantastic 401k program.
You were a towel boy in the
Yes, I was a towel. Yes,
room.
I was a towel boy for the New York Rangers. Shout out to Lucas 0073. Yeah, the boys. I love the comms. He's watching us from Sydney, Australia. So I don't know what time that is, but goddamn, sir, thank you for joining us. Got some great people in the chat for tonight. A lot of people talking about Tony Ferguson moving up to 170. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean,
Brandon Moreno looking like he has not slept. Looking like early Gringos Locos Eddie Guerrero.
looking like an extra in Shaun of the Dead, a recently bitten zombie. Very intense, but...
Hailing from Tijuana, Mexico, which is where I was before the day the United States shut down. I was in a boxing arena in Tijuana.
Boy, oh boy.
And
you can't go there today.
Yeah.
That's not a great idea.
Shout out to Jesse DeLeon watching us from South Carolina. We've got a whole bunch of awesome people in the chat tonight. We're glad you are joining us for our main event of the evening. It'll be Deiveson Figueiredo going against Brandon Moreno, who is 18-5-1 as a professional fighter. Figueiredo, Harry, the favorite to win tonight. But both of these guys fighting 2 weeks ago. It's anybody's fight in that regard.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously Deiveson Figueiredo, 20-1. A fantastic record, no doubt. Brandon Moreno, 4-2-1 in his last 6. Not exactly dominant in the last 6 fights, but, I mean, this is his 5th UFC fight. Third fight of 2020. Year.
He also, him and Figueiredo both fought at UFC 255. Both got first-round finishes. Moreno against Brandon Royval in round 1 in the Battle of the Brandons. Brandon Royval will no longer be allowed to use the name Brandon per fight law. Second longest active win streak in the UFC flyweight division with 3. Tied for the third most wins among UFC flyweights with 6 active flyweights. 10 wins by submission. And also the flyweight division, Harry, coming into 2019... We thought the division was dead. We saw a lot of big moves. We saw Henry Cejudo take over the division. We saw Demetrius Johnson be traded from the UFC to one championship in late 2018. And a lot of people thought that division was done.
And now it's right. Then
Henry Cejudo retired, which just set up Joe Benavidez versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Figueiredo missed weight in their first fight. Set up the second fight where Figueiredo, as the first fight, destroyed Joe Benavidez, and now for the second straight pay-per-view, the featherweights are the flyweights are headlining. This is an interesting. This is the interesting story of this division.
It's, in less than a year, it became sort of a free-for-all, and now we close out. We close out as far as pay-per-views go, with that division headlining this UFC card, and it's interesting. I mean. It's going to be an interesting fight, no doubt. As you put down in your notes, my favorite part, Deiveson Figueiredo, legit crazy person.
Yeah, for fighting less than a month ago. A former sushi chef and hairstylist making his walk to the octagon with the gas face on. He is ready to fuck someone up. As the man from Sori para Brazil makes his way to the octagon for the fucking third time this year?
Let's see.
Fourth time this year?
Fourth fight, third title fight of 2020.
Yeah, this is his third fight for a title. This is his second title defense. He missed weight in his fight against Joe Benavidez, I believe at the start of 2020, to crown a new UFC flyweight champion. They had the second fight amidst the pandemic, and Figueiredo fighting 2 weeks ago, completely eviscerating Alex Perez in the first round under 2 minutes. As we head to our main event, Infidel 09. Are you guys commentating next week? We are not. If you wanted people to commentate for us, if you want us to commentate more fights, you got to let the people upstairs know, and then we can try to make that happen.
By which we mean God.
Yes.
You got to light a candle, donate 10% of your charity as tithing. Don't forget to tithe, I guess. And then maybe God will answer your prayers and we can call the fights next week.
Possibly, yes.
Deiveson Figueiredo here, UFC flyweight champion, of course, tied for the most finishes in UFC flyweight history with 7, tied for the second most knockouts in UFC flyweight history with 4. And I came up with those all on the top of my head. Well, it's definitely not reading those from the screen. Brought to you by Cyberpunk. Is that supposed to be Justin Timberlake?
No, that's a new video game that features Keanu Reeves. And once the holiday season is over, your boy buying it, and maybe an Xbox One S. I don't know.
Oh, really?
It's been not a terrible year. Got fired from a few places. Got hired by a few places. It's been an up and down year.
Story of your life. It's a country song in the making.
I've been fired by some of the nicest things. I've been fired by Bloomberg. I've been fired by the NHL. I got very drunk that day. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape brought to you by...
Great resume of rejection.
Yes, exactly. Figueiredo 32, Moreno 27. Figueiredo with a 2-inch height disadvantage at 5'5", Moreno at 5'7", both weighing in at 124.5 pounds, a 2-inch reach advantage for Moreno, 70 inches to the 68 inches of Deiveson Figueiredo.
And of course, being a title fight and the main event, it is a 5-round fight here, so it'll be interesting. Last time both of these fighters had short fights, that is the reason they are back less than 30 days later.
Mm-hmm. Both of them finished their fights early. Gabe Towery watching us from Vegas. Shout out to Gabe Towery saying, get the Series X if you plan on Cyberpunk. Interesting.
Okay.
Tom McGov asking which ends first, Figueiredo fight or Matt passing out drunk. I have just begun.
It ain't over till the fat boy falls down. That's what we always say.
That's what my mom said.
That's true.
But she's dead now.
Well, did you kill her?
No.
Oh, okay. Not. I thought you'd said
this killed her.
Oh, okay. I thought because she had said something to you that you'd murdered her.
No. Of
you
course
go,
not.
hey, nobody talks to me like that.
No, of course not.
My mother did that to me once. Shout out to Joe Piscopo. How's Joe Piscopo doing?
He's got a radio show on the Apple, I think.
Yeah, he does.
I
think Dennis Miller's retiring, by the way. Like from everything.
What?
From stand-up, his podcast.
When he had a podcast?
He has a podcast.
When the fuck did that
currently.
happen?
It's been on and off for almost 5 years. He starts it up, then he stops it. And I think he just sold his house to Ellen DeGeneres for $49 million. And
in American money?
I think he's calling it a day, bro.
What the fuck is he gonna do?
I think he and his wife love to travel. I think he's just done doing stand-up.
Yeah, good for him.
Listen, he's running out of venues to play.
Him and Nick DiPaolo are gonna go on a Bitter Fucks tour.
That's really good.
They're gonna
the Bitter Fucks tour.
It's gonna be Dennis Miller, fucking Nick DiPaolo, and Anthony Cumia all in some weird compound in South Carolina.
And it's happening.
Them and Lindsey Graham just sharing stories of how things were better back then. Ugh.
Well, if Lindsey's gonna start sharing stuff, he should start sharing a little bit.
Adam O'Brien's brother-in-law. Adam O'Brien's brother-in-law does the radio show with Joe Piscopo. Can we get booked?
Adam O'Brien?
Adam O'Brien, who may in fact be my cousin.
Who's Adam O'Brien?
Just some dude in the fucking chat.
Okay. I thought he was saying celeb.
It's my cousin, Adam O'Brien. Which, in the realm of possibility,
with my brother-in-law. I'm sorry. I thought. Never mind. I thought he was a football coach or something. I mean, I've heard he's a good guy. I don't know, Joe Piscopo anyway. Anyway, just let him know we're talking about him. I'm sure Joe would want to know as we wait. This is what happens when we're just waiting for the main event to start.
They are doing the official introductions, and now we're just talking about obscure comedians.
Yeah, really good. We know how to keep the kids engaged here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't talk about we only talk about the most current stars in media, like Joe Piscopo and Dennis Miller. As Figueiredo is very intense.
With his Kratos hair. With his God of War hair.
Brandon Moreno, very calm, but looks a little nervous. I mean, obviously, he doesn't have the same streak going that Figueiredo does. Figueiredo excited and really pumped up.
He just likes hurting people.
He's jumping up and down.
He gets off on... He's like Ox Baker. He just likes to hurt people.
Here we go.
Round number 1 of 5. Spinning back kick by Figueiredo to start the fight, because why the fuck not, pal?
Figueiredo, by the way, with a giant red streak through his hair.
Like Kratos, left hand by Moreno, met by one by Figueiredo, and Figueiredo throwing an overhand looping right, left jab by Moreno, whose back is to the octagon. Figueiredo trying to go for a takedown. Moreno rubber band AIs his own body to prevent it, switches around, but double underhooks, a variation of that. Kind of going for a tiger suplex is Figueiredo as he tries to press himself off of the octagon. Now trying to go for a hip toss attempt did Moreno, who takes the back of Figueiredo. Figueiredo flips his way out of it, breakdances his way into a position where now Moreno's in side control. Now both men are standing. What the fuck?
Moreno, it's just, even though he has the advantage in some of those positions, doesn't look like he's fully in control. Just the strength of Figueiredo is incredible.
He's a frighteningly scary guy, and just Ali parried out of a left hook attempt by Moreno. Moreno standing, 3:53 left to go. Both men. Moreno in the outskirts of the octagon near the fence. Figueiredo with a body shot with a right hand to the rib cage and then meeting an elbow to the face of Moreno. Quick right hand, Moreno looking red, might be spilling some raspberry jam here in round 1. Left hand met by a left hand as Figueiredo controlling the pace of this fight, finding any way possible to break the concentration and stride of Moreno. Moreno missing hard with a right hook.
It constantly looks like Moreno is sort of on the defensive here, even though both of them are in the center of the cage. The intensity of Figueiredo and the quality and the power of those strikes.
He's like Adebisi with a new fish on Oz. He is just pressuring.
And Moreno throwing a couple strikes, throwing some kicks, but they just don't seem to have much impact here on Figueiredo. He lands another strong hook.
Under 3 minutes to go now. Right-left combination, not landing by Figueiredo. Moreno's back to the octagon. Figueiredo controlling the center, dictating the pace with 2:45 left to go. Moreno keeping his hands up. Smart move there. Low kick, leg kick by Figueiredo. Oh, straight left to the face of Moreno. Missing with another one did the champion.
Figueiredo looking very focused with all these strikes.
Tried to shoot a single leg. Eats a left uppercut to the jaw. Does the man from Tijuana. Head kick. He misses it. He's on the ground and now interlocks his body and trying to get up. Figueiredo smelling blood. Trying to position himself in the top position. Figueiredo putting the challenger in a lot of trouble, but Moreno fighting his way out of it and trips Figueiredo from the bottom, but both men standing now. 2 minutes left to go in the round.
It's an amazing display, almost like a kung fu film, just flipping each other off, tossing each other with their legs when they're on the ground. It's happened to both of them at least once. Both fighters back to the center of the cage.
Moreno almost landing a straight left. Both men just throwing punches, head kick checked by Figueiredo. 99 seconds left to go in round 1.
Moreno's landed a couple things, but they just aren't having much impact in moving Figueiredo.
Moreno's staying active. Sorry, Harry, but Moreno is staying active. Figueiredo controlling the pace of this fight. Even though Moreno got Figueiredo down at one point, he just got right back up. Missing with the left hook did Moreno. 1:20 left to go. Uppercut landed by Figueiredo in the midst of a combination from both fighters.
You just see that Moreno at never, at this point, has he been fully in control, even when he has Figueiredo down. And again, on the defensive here, as Figueiredo is trying to figure out whether he can start teeing off.
Quick left landed by Moreno. Figueiredo getting a little bit of a mouse under his right eye. His right eye. Under a minute left to go. 21 significant strikes landed by Figueiredo, 11 by Moreno. Quick elbow. And Moreno fighting his way out of a takedown attempt, landing a straight left to the eye of Figueiredo with 44 seconds left to go in round number 1. Ooh. Head kick landed by Moreno. Figueiredo tried to fade away, but he almost faded out. Both men looking worse for wear. There's a little bit of a bump meticulating on the head of Figueiredo.
Both fighters back to the center. Figueiredo lands a couple punches, an elbow from Moreno.
And then hand grapples his way out of a bad situation to the champion. Both guys throwing hands here. Moreno bringing that Mexican Tijuana style of boxing to mixed martial arts, and you gotta love it. Both men throwing hands here, straight left landed by both fighters as we will go to the end of round number 1. And we have had a motherfucker of a round, Harry.
And it's just very interesting, again, that, Moreno certainly, throwing a lot of combinations, throwing a lot out there, but it doesn't seem to phase Figueiredo, only maybe slightly, and he continues to push forward. And let's see, is Moreno's corner saying, breathe first. Breathe deep. Let's see here. Okay. We're going in the second round here. Get some water if you want. We got 5 rounds. Breathe well.
Take a look at some of the replays here. Straight left and then that miss. Beautiful head fake by Moreno. But they're showing a lot of great Moreno punches, but Figueiredo got some work done. That straight left.
Yeah,
and then there's that head kick that just caught him right above the temple. If he was just a few centimeters lower.
And the thing to me that I keep noticing is even when Moreno lands something, Figueiredo is not stopped. He absorbs it and then keeps moving. And it's on the other end, when he lands something, Moreno is phased, even if for a second. But right now, that first round, I definitely give it to Figueiredo. As we start round 2.
Tom McGuff saying I look like a bloated but young John Popper. That
sounds like it's an attempt at a compliment, but it is not. I can't detect one there.
Moreno missing an attempt there. I get to throw a shot at Figueiredo.
There's not much power from Moreno in any of these strikes.
It's about landing and frequency. Spinning back kick sends Moreno against the fucking corner of the octagon.
And he bounces off the cage.
And then lands 2 quick body shots to Figueiredo. Moreno landing a straight left. Low kick by Figueiredo. If you looked at the body posture of both of these fighters, you would have thought it was a 9-9 round.
Well, and again, the same story from the first round. Figueiredo, unfazed by anything. Ooh, almost kicks the legs out of Moreno.
But Moreno lands an overhand right, missing with that left jab, but Figueiredo landing with a left of his own.
Adam Martin saying it's a 10-9 fight for Figueiredo, but the longer it goes, the more it favors Moreno. Let's see. Everything for I can't read these
left
tweets.
To the body by Moreno.
Why throw up these tweets?
Right hand landed by Figueiredo. Moreno missing, eating hook. 1-2 combination by the champion. Downstairs, upstairs by Figueiredo again.
I mean, certainly he's not knocking Moreno out with this, but he has to constantly reposition himself with these shots. And Figueiredo just stands still and tees off on him.
Kicks out, trying to kick out the knee of Moreno is Figueiredo. 3:16. What left to go in round number 2?
Figueiredo. Both fighters to the center of the cage. Figueiredo figuring out what he wants to do next, unfazed by anything Moreno is doing.
Figueiredo tried to lead with an elbow, leads to a takedown by Moreno. Moreno now trying to posture up Figueiredo.
But Figueiredo
pushing his way out of it and getting right back up, and a timeout called.
What is this for?
Might have been going to the neutral corner here, and it looks like someone might have got hit in the dick and balls.
Oh boy. Let's see here. Is that what it is? Let's see the highlight. Oh, it's an eye poke.
Oof, yeah. That's not good.
I did not see it. I didn't see it in the process, which is why we assumed it was dick and balls. But good news, everybody. It's not dick and balls. It's an eye poke. You can see the welts on Moreno's chest. Let's see here in the replay. And as Figueiredo tries to palm him and push off him, and the finger goes right in the eye. Now they'll get
go back in
that position and start it up.
Now Figueiredo landing elbows from the bottom, trying to posture up from bottom position.
Bionic elbow after bionic elbow,
right,
baby.
Figueiredo trying to posture up the scramble. Both men back up and throwing hands. It's Hagler Hearns up in this motherfucker.
Wow.
Just left and right hooks.
Hard exchange from both of them.
Jesus Christ, and now Figueiredo just throwing concrete blocks in the face of Brandon Moreno.
Figueiredo is unmoved when those punches land from Moreno, but I can't say the same as in reverse here.
Missing with the left, Moreno with a right hook into a left uppercut, kind of phasing Figueiredo. Right now it's a close and contentious round. Right hand landed by Moreno.
Figueiredo just looks like he has so much power in everything he's doing, whether it's the strikes or even in takedowns.
He's got that power. He's got it's propulsion.
But also Moreno strength.
Yeah, Moreno is just trying to just build up punches, build up shots. He's got that Tijuana bang, 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 bang.
A lot of speed.
Yeah, it's all predicated on speed. That Mexican style of boxing is speed, precision, and building up and just busting up your opponent. This Figueiredo approach is more traditional MMA style. Power punches, control the situation, control the time, and a stiff kick to the rib cage by Figueiredo.
Moreno with a punch to the stomach, going for another one, but misses.
Misses with that overhand left. Figueiredo listing with an overhand right of his own. 1:12 left to go in the round. Low kick by Figueiredo. 1:06 left to go in round number 2 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title.
Both fighters in the center of the cage here. A couple low kicks by Moreno and a punch, but not much phasing Figueiredo. I mean, solid punches. Let's see. Moreno trying to figure out what he has to do here. I mean, he is landing a lot of punches.
Yeah, Moreno missing with that overhand right, and then eating 2 to left, and it looks like his eyes fucked up. 33 seconds left to go, trying to trip takedown by Moreno. Moreno trying to steal the round with a takedown, an elbow by the champion. Figueiredo trying to piece up with elbows and find a way out of it. Moreno gets pushed back up, both up to a vertical base. Moreno missing with a head kick and a right hand blocked by Moreno against Figueiredo.
With 14 seconds left in this second round here.
And Moreno with a quick 1-2 combination, and Figueiredo following up with a left hook. 5 seconds left to go in round number 2 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title. And Harry, we will go to the corners. Shout out to Jeff James appreciating us, guys. And shout out to Ron Davis saying, Harry, great commentating.
Oh, thank you for, I got a great partner here, and it's all good here. As the ice pack goes on Moreno, what are they going to tell him? Relax, breathe. Wait. Breathe to Moreno's. Relax as they're trying to get the swelling down underneath his eye. This is tiring. The only problem I see, they're telling Moreno, you have to throw straight. You have to throw quick combos. And all the takedowns are yours. All the takedowns are yours, but the cauliflower ear just swelling up on Moreno, the right side, looks terrible, and developing a mouse underneath his right eye here as we prepare to go into round 3 here. So far the story again has been the same. It just seems to be more strength from Figueiredo, even when he's taken down by Moreno, even when he's on his back, he's just able to power out of it, and Moreno can't get any momentum going as the official checks the eye of Moreno before we go into this third round.
You've made an excellent point, Harry. Figueiredo has more power behind his punches. You can see the mouse underneath the right eye. Take a look at the replay here. That overhand left missed by Moreno. That overhand right, but into a right uppercut by the champion is round 3. Rolls on here at the UFC Apex. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian. These guys are fighting inside the baby cage, and you got to wonder if this was a traditional size cage. If this was on Fight Island, would the fight be any different? Right hand landed by Moreno, left right into another right by the champion.
Well, I don't know. I think the power would still be the same, but look at those strikes and the kicks from Moreno.
And Moreno on his back feet. Figueiredo smells blood. Right hand to the body. Missing with an overhand left as a champion. High arcing kick by Moreno, landing inside the armpit of Figueiredo. Moreno trying to add to the great list of Mexican champions in the UFC. Kick to the body by Figueiredo.
Hard kick. Oh, a nice straight jab.
Just an overhand right by Figueiredo, and then a powerful right that barely missed Moreno.
Might have caught him with the elbow.
Yeah, he caught him with that elbow.
And Figueiredo just pacing and trying to figure out what to do to finish him off.
Feigned with that right hand into a right body kick, did the champion.
And it feels close. I mean, he's literally stalking him, trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Yeah, Moreno looks bad. Moreno trying to go for a takedown again. I don't know if he'll last to the 5th round.
Just doesn't have the strength.
Trying to go for a belly-to-belly takedown here.
In addition to Figueiredo just seeming stronger than him, it seems like Moreno is either gassed or just dehydrated or what, does not have the strength to do anything. Now just leaning against Figueiredo on the cage, trying to kind of wear him down and catch his own breath perhaps.
Yeah, just about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in round number 3 of 5, and I'm not sure this one's going to go to the scorecards, Harry.
I don't see it at this pace. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Figueiredo lands something, barring some great shot by Moreno, which could happen, but so far he hasn't landed. Ooh, a spinning kick. By Figueiredo.
Spinning back kick barely misses. Figueiredo, in terms of significant strikes, 70 of 117 for 60% proficiency. Moreno, 55 of 127. Significantly less landed. And percentage-wise, Moreno missing with a head kick after landing a right jab and then immediately eats a left hook by Figueiredo.
Just continuing.
But Moreno landing 3 straight lefts and then a left-right combination, but then immediately gets Muay Thai clinched for a second by the champion, and then has to reset. Pressure against the cage now. Moreno fights out of it, going back to the center. Moreno trying to turn things around. There's a lot of fight left, Harry. There's 2.5 rounds, just under 2.5 rounds left to go in the fight.
There is, but it becomes very close with each one of those swings that Figueiredo takes. If it lands, it could knock this kid out because he looks gassed. And Figueiredo also continuing to change his stance here a couple times during this round, if only to throw off Moreno. And Moreno lands another punch that does not have an impact. Another one that does, lands it, but it doesn't have an impact.
Oh, and a dick and ball shot that might have killed him.
A bad
man.
low blow from Figueiredo. You could hear that. You can't hear it, Matt.
Yeah.
You could hear that. Oh, boy.
Oh, shit. He is not
And Joe
doing
Rogan
well.
saying he grabbed his own package after that. Moreno on the ground, leaning down in a prayer position.
Moreno's having a call to prayer after that. And he meant to kick him in the stomach, but
went for a front kick.
Right in the uprights. And Figueiredo's like, shit, I caught him.
Reminiscent of the field goal kicking mule from the Disney film.
Oh!
Gus? Was it Gus?
Yes.
I think it was Gus. I'm proud of that.
Andy, I got me a mule that can kick field goals. Andy.
And poor
Brandon Moreno.
Brandon Moreno still on the ground.
And the referee's like, you shouldn't have kicked him in the balls. You were winning the fight. What are you doing with yourself?
Figueiredo going,
He's got 5 minutes. He's gonna need every minute of that. He's gonna need every second of that 5 minutes. Oh, he might puke. Oh, he wants to vomit. Oh yeah, no, he's not well. He is not
still on the ground. I think he
Can
is
we
gonna
get
puke.
Can we get him some milk? Oh boy, yep.
A little bit of spit.
Yeah, he
Take
dry
your time,
heaved.
bro. He's getting up.
You've got 5 minutes. Use the 5 minutes. What's the worst thing you've ever been hit with in the jump? I feel like we've had this conversation.
The worst thing I've ever been hit with. One time, my brother was misbehaving on a road trip, and my dad went to hit him, and I was laying down on the back seat of the van.
Oh no!
And my brother jumped out of the way, and my dad hit me right in the dick with a hammer fist.
You know those? It's not a handball, but those like thick rubber baseballs.
Oh yeah.
From across the street, a child hit me directly in the balls. Oh, he's being deducted a point. Figueiredo being deducted a point.
I don't understand that.
Infidel09 saying he kicked all the ball juice out of him. Low kick overhand right by Moreno. Moreno might have had the reset button in his testicles because he is active as shit now. 93 seconds left to go. 95 seconds left to go in round number 3.
And a lot of energy from Moreno. Certainly popping out of this, knowing that there's some desperation. Could be the nut kick heard around the world if Moreno can turn this around.
And now Figueiredo landing a single leg takedown in top position. Moreno trying to find his way out of it, trying to posture out of it. Now in the
powerbomb position.
Yeah.
For wrestling fans out there, but Figueiredo now on top of him.
And now, in a north-south position. Figueiredo trying to get on his belly. Moreno trying to get on his belly. He's up on both legs with one hand pressed against the canvas. Both men up to a vertical base now, and now throwing hands again. Uppercut missed by Figueiredo. Moreno looking in trouble here, but Moreno landing more strikes in this round, Harry. 20-13 of Figueiredo. So if you take into consideration the ball strike and and this might be a 10-8 round for Moreno and changes the entire pace of this fight.
He could steal this round. I think he'd be down 2-1, but ooh.
He turned a missed leg kick into a side-swiping left. Did Figueiredo as we enter the 19-second mark of round number 3.
And Moreno lands a good right hook there. And let's see here. Nope. Figueiredo trying to find something to do at the end of this round here.
This is either a 10-8 round or a 9-9 round after that 1-point deduction, and we will go to the corners here as we end round number 3 and we head into the championship rounds, which is a new territory for Moreno and a new thing for Figueiredo too, because he's finished all of his 5-round fights so far earlier in the evening.
Well, that could be bad here because he has been tired out. But let's see. Let's see what Moreno's corner is telling him. Let's see here. They're talking about the possibility of having deducted the point and what that'll affect here. Figueiredo's corner, they're not really listening in here.
Stop kicking him in the dick.
Yeah.
Why do you keep kicking him in the dick? We're nearing round 4 here. Matt Ryan, Harry Terjanian, we're thankful for the hundreds of people watching us here tonight.
Yes, thank you for
across the
joining
Combat
us.
Culture Network. Over 27,000 souls so far tonight have been joining us across the world, and we're grateful to be here with you. We'll have a special guest at the end of the night, and we enter the 4th round. We enter championship rounds. As Figueiredo tries to go for a bicycle knee, doesn't land it, and Moreno throwing some wild lefts. And now both men trying to find an opportunity. Moreno missing with a left, met to the jaw by Figueiredo with a left hand of his own. Trying to find an opportunity as either fighter. Moreno with a left uppercut. Quick right hand landed by left hand landed by the champion, and another left hand landed by the challenger Moreno. 1-2 combination left to the body, right to the jaw.
Punches, stronger strikes from Moreno here.
That punch to the dick, that might have completely changed the pace of this fight.
He's having a lot more impact with these strikes, is Moreno.
And Moreno might be able to turn this around here. We might see a new flyweight champion by the end of the night. If Figueiredo blocks a head kick, did Figueiredo against Moreno, and now his hands are down. That's against a guy from Tijuana. I wouldn't suggest that, especially one who landed more strikes than you in the previous round.
A lot of focus here from Figueiredo, trying to figure out how he can change the momentum here. Grabs the leg of Moreno.
Now he's got him down. He's trying to go for a choke. But Moreno pushes his head out.
Moreno tripped down Figueiredo. Figueiredo, but Figueiredo grabbed him in the front choke, guillotine choke.
Tried to go for a guillotine and did not land, Harry.
Before Moreno pulled out of it. Now Moreno on top, just landing those punches to the side. Figueiredo trying to push his way out as he's been doing this whole fight, but Moreno's holding a little bit stronger here, using all his momentum and leverage, keeping the legs positioned properly to use all the weight. And Figueiredo, for the first time in this fight, is staying down on the ground.
And Moreno, up until this point, 3 of 7 in terms of takedowns, and eats a right hand by the champion, who is looking visibly gassed.
And just when I said that, Figueiredo finds his way out. He does look gassed, but he's still throwing huge combinations here. Goes for a wild swing and misses. Moreno misses with a wild swing.
Uppercut landed by the champion, followed a right uppercut, followed by a left uppercut by the champion to the challenger. 2:41 left to go in round number 4. Almost a Superman punch by Figueiredo in close distance against Moreno. Another Superman punch attempt not landing by the champion. He'll eat a right and a left and a right. Moreno landing some power punches. Figueiredo trips up. Moreno landing some shots. Figueiredo trying to go for the takedown. Both men up. Left hand landed by Moreno.
And Figueiredo looking in desperation at this point for the first time in the fight. He manages to sneak away now, but Moreno looking very good in this round with those strikes.
He looks in the pocket here, eating a left. 2 lefts by Figueiredo. 2:06 left to go in the round. Another left hand landed by Figueiredo. Shout out to Gibran Rivera joining us on YouTube.
Now both fighters back to the center here, exchanging some hard blows, but Moreno having a lot more power and a lot more impact with those punches here, and definitely Figueiredo a little bit tired, taking those punches in a bad way. He's being a little more affected by it. And you can see Moreno trying to go for something here with a minute 40, trying to, again, throw more combinations, landing a lot more punches, and he could end up with this round for sure. And that changes the complexion of this fight completely with the point deduction.
Ooh, left hand to the face by Moreno, followed up.
And another left jab by Moreno.
Take a look at significant strikes. Moreno landing 22, Figueiredo landing 24. Right hook landed by the champion, then a right hook to the body, and then another left hook to the face, and a takedown by Moreno. Getting to the 50% mark, landing 4 of 8 so far tonight against the champion Figueiredo.
And again, Figueiredo this time just seems to be gassed. Moreno laying on top of him. Figueiredo not able to push his way out as he had been doing the entire fight from any of these situations where he ended up on the ground or grappling.
A similar strategy to Charles Oliveira in the Ferguson fight. Smother, cover, try to keep and maintain pressure. This is a close round so far, but you know what? With the takedowns here, 2 takedowns in this round from Moreno, this might be a 2-2 fight once we enter round number 5.
And Figueiredo now trying to elbow from underneath the situation. Moreno definitely hammer fisting on top of him.
And drives a forearm to the point of the head of Moreno. Moreno standing up. Figueiredo on his back, turtling, and then eats a left hand from the top. But Moreno caught by Figueiredo, and Figueiredo will get right back up, trying to go for a back fist, spins back. Moreno trying to get on a weakened Figueiredo, who will find his way out of the situation with 10 seconds left to go, and it looks like there might be a little blood coming from both fighters, whose Moreno's face is swelling up like he had an anaphylactic shock, and Moreno has a little bit of blood coming from the left side of his head. What a round, Harry. We see here on the replay, the left hook, followed by a left-right, 5-punch combination by Moreno. Each throwing 3 straight lefts to the jaw, and then into a pseudo takedown attempt. What a round for Moreno.
Yeah, and for the first time, Figueiredo looked unstable during this whole situation, during the fight. Was not being able to implement the same game plan, didn't have the same strength, and Moreno hitting with more power.
Yeah, and people, Ryan Lafree asking in the chat, is it even? I thought after the low blow it was coming into this round, it was even.
It feels like a very much even fight
it's
now.
2-2 to me.
Yeah.
I think round 1 and 2 went to Figueiredo, round 3 and 4 went to Moreno. This 5th round is going to be the big one. And another person, Ayo Mateo, shouting out the Ken Stabler figure in the background. Shout out to him watching us on Periscope.
Let's see the significant strikes.
31-21, Figueiredo Moreno on round 1. 29-24, Figueiredo Moreno on round 2. Round 3, 24-15, Moreno Figueiredo, 27 each in round 4.
That's surprising. I would have thought Moreno landed more in that last round, but here we go, round 5.
Figueiredo was very active in that round, even though Moreno had more control. And we are in the 5th and final round, which is new territory, I believe, for both fighters. Shout out to Brian Ortano.
Figueiredo definitely looks a little rocky, a little shaky, not with the same poise that he had in the first 2.5 rounds for sure. And on the feet, both fighters kind of pacing each other here, maybe just exhausted. Nobody wants to make a mistake here in the 5th and final round of this UFC Flyweight Championship fight.
No strikes thrown so far. We're over 30 seconds into this. We're heading into the 40-second mark. No strike thrown by either fighter. Neither one of them want to fuck this up. Head kick blocked by Moreno. Figueiredo just whipping his leg. Oh, kick to the body. Caught Moreno for a second, but he threw a left, missed it. Moreno landing a straight left to the head of Figueiredo, and Moreno might be breathing a little harder after that one, Harry.
Yeah, both. It was at the first minute was very just a pacing thing until Figueiredo decided to open the dance floor, and now back to sort of pacing at each other again. Figueiredo feels a little more poised in this. Moreno a little bit exhausted here and a little bit shaken, but both fighters going at it here with a couple combinations exchanged, and then right back to the center of the cage.
3:49 left to go in the round.
And Figueiredo with his arms down, clearly exhausted, trying to figure out where he's going next. But
crushing left hand, barely landing on Moreno.
And let's see again. Now Moreno for the first time holding the center of the cage here.
Yeah. The dynamic has shifted.
The tables.
And missing with a overhand left as Figueiredo tried to turn that into a takedown attempt. Moreno spinning out of it. 3:10 left to go in round number 5 in a more exciting fight, Harry, than I thought we were going to have heading into tonight.
No doubt. A topsy-turvy fight, a tale of 2 fights, really. And definitely the turning point, that groin kick by Figueiredo seemed to have waked up Moreno. From that point on, he has been very consistent with the power and accuracy of these shots and how they are affecting Figueiredo as both fighters, again, back to the center of the cage, kind of dancing around, although Moreno controls the center of the cage.
Don't kick a Tijuana flyweight in the balls, Harry. That's the kind of moral of this story here. 2:36 left to go in round number 5. Landing a left, Moreno blocking a left-hand attempt by the champion. Both men keeping their hands way too down for my liking, just ready to swing at any given time, but not defending themselves, and you can see that on the roadmap that is their faces. 2:16 left to go in round number 5. Moreno controlling the center of the octagon. Body kick landed by Figueiredo, but Moreno catches it and tried to spin around. Both men landing crushing left hooks to the jaw of one another. Moreno first, Figueiredo with the parry. Figueiredo missing with a left hook after that one. with 157 left to go in round number 5 for the UFC Flyweight title.
Israel Adesanya tweeting, "Flyweights are a different breed." And if this keeps up with a minute 45 away from Moreno becoming the new champion, in my opinion, if this keeps up this pace,
if this pace keeps up, we might have a interesting decision here by the judges, because that 1-point deduction can completely change the face of this fight. That third round could have been a 10-8 round. Oh. Moreno slipping up after a punch attempt, but Figueiredo not able to pick up on it. Both men standing in the center of the octagon with 120 left to go. Low kick landed by Figueiredo. Moreno missing with a left hand.
And again, the combination again from Moreno. You can see that maybe not going into going long during the last fight. You can see the effect it's kind of had on Figueiredo. His entire fighting style has been different.
Ooh, and
Moreno lands a left hook
after that,
and another.
With under a minute left to go, Moreno might be able to steal this one here. Not necessarily steal it, but a fight that could be considered a draw may be decided by that kick to the genitalia. Straight right missed by Moreno. 42 seconds left to go. Figueiredo knowing that he has to finish this fight. And Luca Merkin saying, "I have the most annoying voice ever." Go fuck your mother. How about that one? 32 seconds left to go in the round.
Shut it off, bitch.
Yeah, hit the mute button, dum-dum.
As we see Moreno pinning Figueiredo to the cage. Both fighters very much exhausted. Moreno doing everything he can to just press against Figueiredo with 18 seconds. I think he's going to try to run out the clock here. And a smart move, because I think he might have won this fight. Kicked. Oh!
A head cartwheel with the head. Moreno in trouble with 5 seconds left to go. Figueiredo on top, trying to finish this fight with hammer fist. 3, 2, gives up his back. There's Moreno swinging punches by Figueiredo, and we will go to the scorecards. And Moreno calling for a hug after these two went to a Hagler-Hearns kind of war. Oh,
an insane fight, an insanely entertaining fight, and wow, this could go either way. I'm gonna say that, especially with the 1-point deduction for the groin kick, that it's gonna be Moreno becoming the new flyweight champion. We will see, though. I mean, those first 2 rounds were definitely Figueiredo's rounds. The tale of 2 fights, hugely different. And you can see as the fight went on that Figueiredo maybe got a little more worn down, lost a lot of his strength, a lot of his power that he just dominated Moreno with in the first round. As we see the highlights.
It's been a hell of a fight, Harry. I did not expect this fight to go to the scorecards.
No, especially considering the last fight that these two had about a month ago, where they both finished early.
Yeah, both these guys finished their opponents inside 2 rounds. And Alex Perez was a fill-in opponent, too, for Figueiredo. So now going up against an opponent he had 2 weeks to prepare for instead of what felt like 10 days, I think, for Perez. Infidel 09 asking fight of the night. I've got to give it to them. Fight of the night.
I would say so, most
this
definitely,
is fight of the night. A lot of people saying this is fight of the year. It's Mon Jacob Taparong saying
there we go, the groin kick, sorry.
It's going to be a difficult decision. It's going to be a robbery or a victory.
I don't know that you could argue that it would be a robbery.
Edwin Torres saying it was 3-2 Figueiredo. Biz calling me Harry Carey on helium.
I think even, by the way, aside, despite the groin kick, I still think that Moreno probably won this fight, to be quite honest.
Jay Anthony saying, donating $5 to the cause. Aiden Dixon saying, I'll donate if we get a new champ. Tom McGov saying, good job, you mofos got a new fan in Brooklyn. Tom, let us know where you are from Brooklyn. I'm from Sunset, so glad to see someone from my borough hanging out. Haley Navarro, thank you for hanging out with us. We're glad to have you.
Wow, let's see here as we see the highlights, and we're waiting for the decision here. Bruce Buffer.
Brent saying, no way Figueiredo won. It's going to be interesting.
Dana White suggesting that was the greatest fight in the history of this division, according to
Cormier. It's a hard against it. It's hard against it. Shout out to Christopher Arabach. As we go to the decision, Harry, what are the scorecards telling us?
Let's see here. We're waiting on Bruce Buffer. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we'll go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. 47-46 for Moreno. 47-47. 47-47. ladies and gentlemen, this fight is a majority draw.
Wow.
And still the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world.
Deiveson Figueiredo remains the UFC flyweight champion after a majority draw. Aiden Dixon donating $5 anyway. So did John Bennett.
By the skin of his teeth.
47-47 and 47-46. Moreno, the only one to win a scorecard. Figueiredo visibly emotional here. A lot of people not liking this in the chat. Lucas says, thanks, boys. Wrong decision. Great call. Michael Sanchez calling bullshit. JF calling it rigged. Devil Dog 8614 saying, no, what the fuck? That never happens in a championship fight. Some people saying this was rigged.
No, it's not rigged. If you're watching this fight like we were watching this fight, look, I can't
run it back. Let him fight at 257. Fuck it, we got a month. Let him fight at 257.
They're not
Give
fighting
him another
at
5 rounds. What else is on that card, Harry?
I'm saying them, they're not gonna. I mean, they can't fight at 250. These guys beat the hell out of each other. It's gonna take a little more time to recover, certainly, but.
Saved the flyweight division, by the way.
This
fight saved that division.
Exceptional fight. I'm not upset at that decision. It's an interesting decision. Again, I could see somebody maybe awarding it to even Figueiredo. Not likely. I doubt it.
The fact that it was 47-46 Moreno and then 47-47, that 1 point. Define the fight, Harry. We've got Moreno talking to Joe Rogan. Let us know.
Rogan saying, that was an incredible fight. Your arm. We were wondering in the 5th round, do you think your left arm is broken? And Moreno says, no. I think it's not broken, but I threw too much jabs. I felt something in my shoulder. After that, I felt fine. I feel really good. And Rogan says, that's what was holding you back with your left hand. And then Moreno said, I throw too much jabs, very hard, something in my shoulder, but I think it's fine. Rogan says, this fight was so good. It was so close. Dana White said, this was the greatest fight in the history of the flyweight division. You showed so much heart. You're so durable. You had him rocked on occasion. You took him down several times. You controlled him on the ground. When the fight was over, and along with the score, and the 1 point you got for getting kicked low, did you think you had done enough to secure the decision? Moreno says, no, never, because I know the fight was very, very close. At the end of the round, I tried to take him down, but this happens. My shoulder hurts just a little bit. I know I'm fine. We can go back to the gym next week. But no, not really. I need to go be with my family first. Rogan says we need to find out what's going on with your shoulder. Hopefully it's fine. Rogan also says what you put on display tonight was incredible heart, incredible skill and talent, and just the will to win. It was a shocking fight, an amazing fight. Moreno says, thank you, man. I enjoy this moment. I feel so happy. I know I wanted the belt, but it is what it is. I'm going to go be with my family. We'll go be with my children. Hug them very hard. Thank you for your words. I really appreciate. I told you need to be at my next fight. Rogan says what a fight it was. Obviously, this is a draw. I'm sure you would like to have another crack at the title. Rogan says I think I can speak for most MMA fans. That is something we'd absolutely love to see. And Moreno says we need that rematch for the crowd, for me, for Figueiredo, for everybody. And just for the sport, Rogan says. And Moreno. Greatest fight in the flyweight division history. Joe says he agrees with Dana. It's amazing. It was an honor to call your fight. Moreno saying thank you so much. Brandon Moreno, ladies and gentlemen, as we, I guess, wait on the champ, Deiveson Figueiredo. And we see more highlights here. An incredible, really a great fight.
Yeah, it was a
really
great fight. One of the best fights of the year. I would say that's one of the best fights of the year.
Can't argue with that. Can't be upset with the draw, Cormier says. It was a good fight, man. That was just a back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, just a brawl. Both of these guys. Again, tale of two fights. During the first 2 rounds, Figueiredo had so much power behind both the strikes and the strength to be able to take on Moreno, wrestle him down, push him off. And then as the fight went on, he lost a little bit of that, and Moreno picked up a little more power and accuracy and more durability. And Moreno ate a lot of shots, and it's a very epic championship fight here. And I'm wondering if they're gonna Joe Rogan with Deiveson Figueiredo. Deiveson, thank you. First of all, thank you for an amazing fight. 5 spectacular rounds. After it was over, did you think you had done enough to win this fight? And we're doing the translation here. As you can see, the lips busted up.
His face is busted up. His lip is busted up. He is not... Both of these guys have been through a war here tonight.
And let's see here. They're pushing the mic closer there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Deiveson Figueiredo.
He's just happy to be aware that he's awake right now after that.
Just looking just beat up. Definitely, I mean, definitely looks like he's been in 5 rounds.
Yeah.
A 5-round UFC fight, for sure. Let's see what the translator's going to say. This is a long answer, man. Let's see.
And then it ends up being, it was a good fight.
I felt like a champion every single round. I had something happen to me yesterday. I had an infection in my stomach. I was in the hospital till 2 a.m. I didn't know how I was going to be able to perform. Actually,
then why
I did
fight
a
2
good
weeks
job.
in a row?
It just happened last night.
I know, but Jesus.
I want to thank my team, and that was the only way I was able to put on my performance. Rogan says that's even more impressive if that's the case. You lost a point in the round for a low kick. Did you think that was warranted, and having that low kick point taken away from you? Do you think that was the factor in this fight becoming a draw? As they do the translation.
AK on YouTube saying eye pokes and ball shots should automatically be a point deduction.
That's hard to. I mean, a lot of those are accidental. I'm kind of surprised they did the point deduction for the groin kick. I don't think it was intentional. He was going for a front kick, and it was too low. That happens in the heat of the moment and the speed. Definitely eye pokes are even harder to, or happen more often.
Aloha Onali saying, mahalo nui for the lively play-by-play, guys. Be safe, malamapona. Well, thank you. We got some fans in Hawaii. Very thankful for that.
And there we go. And let's see. The referee did his job. I had thrown an eye poke by accident. I threw the low kick by accident, and he did his job. It's not my place to say that, but I was able to go there and put on a good fight. My fans are used to seeing a knockout in the first round, but I fought all 5, and I thought it was a great performance. Rogan says, Deiveson, is a rematch something you would like to do next? And this should be a short, quick answer here.
Will it, though?
I guess not. He's going on.
For those who are just joining us, it was a majority draw. Brandon Moreno getting 47-46, followed up by 2 straight 47-47s by the judges. So Deiveson Figueiredo still your UFC Flyweight champion on the final card of 2020.
Let's see here what he's saying. He is Figueiredo still going on here. If they want to put him in front of me the next fight, I'm open for that. I'm going to tell Dana I'm always open to anything. I made weight in 20 days. I would hope to come back here. Maybe with a full training camp, I'd be able to neutralize his game. But right now I need to go back and spend some time with my family. Rogan says, please enjoy your time off. Thank you again for an incredible fight. The greatest fight in the history of the flyweight division. And just thank you. It was an honor to call your fight. Okay, and then more Portuguese. More Portuguese. And let's see. More Portuguese. Still more Portuguese. More Portuguese. More. I'm here to put on a show. I just want everyone to know. Anytime I go in there, it's going to be a show. And you can be sure it's going to be a great fight every time I step in the octagon. Rogan says, thank you again. Deiveson Figueiredo. Incredible effort for the champion. Wowie, wow.
Yeah, the big fight, big feel. May not be the decision we wanted, Harry, but it certainly is.
I'm not mad at it.
No, I'm not mad at it either. I feel like it would have been something that we could have seen. If there would have been extra innings, that would have been great.
That just was a great fight.
Yeah.
Oh, the weather on.
Oh,
Oh no! I thought we were done.
Oh God!
Jeez, please, no! Stop coughing.
No place to go.
Dan A. White.
Oh,
Let it snow.
He's got a Santa outfit.
Okay, he's wearing a
got
Santa suit. This is
great.
And
Hi.
by that I mean cocaine.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait, is that what? That's
all
not
the
what.
nose candy, kids.
That's not what. That song was about the Christmas feeling. You're saying it's about
Nope,
cocaine.
it's not cocaine.
Oh my God.
That's what's in my stocking.
Oh God. Your stocking is full of cocaine?
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness, that is a lot of coke.
Cocaine.
Gives Jingle Bell Rock a new
Yeah.
meaning.
I mean, some of it's filled with candy. I am human.
Okay, some.
No,
of
you're a puppet.
It's candy and cocaine. Dan A. White, again, no relation to Dana.
No.
White.
No, not at all. No, he doesn't have this fabulous hat.
No, he doesn't
That is
have
that
a
is a
hat.
fabulous
that is
hat,
a fabulous Santa hat. Dan A. White, you've been gone for a little bit,
Yeah.
Dan. What happened?
Yeah,
man?
ready for some fights. Where do they start?
Oh, no,
The
card-
fights are over.
It's over. Yeah.
That was the last fight, the last card of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we've been broadcasting for the last 3.5
Yeah.
hours.
But you know what? Fine. This is why I should wear a watch.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah,
wear
that was
what-
your fault.
Also, I don't think.
Also, why I should learn how to tell time.
Okay.
You don't know how to tell time?
No, I'm a puppet.
That's
Oh
fair.
my God,
I
that's
said I
fair.
was human, but somebody
That's
decided
true.
to argue me.
That's true. Somebody didn't yes and. It's fine. It's fine though. It's you didn't commit to the. Puppet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was the only one in the room who didn't fucking take UCB 101.
Okay.
Why
let's
do y'all
neither-
go fuck yourselves?
Let's neither here nor there. Dan.
It's actually good that I missed the fights because I did want to come and address some rumors.
Okay, Dan. What are the rumors you want to address, Dan A. White?
Well,
Yeah,
you
'cause
did
nobody-
mention one of them, which was that I did not have COVID.
Okay, you didn't have COVID.
I did not. It's one of the
Okay.
few diseases I did not have.
Okay.
And you can't get it's not an STI, right? You can't
No,
get it
it's
that way.
sexually
not to my
transmitted.
knowledge, no.
I
So
mean,
if
it doesn't
I'm itchy
help.
in many areas, that's not COVID.
I don't
No.
think that's a side effect. No,
No.
Dan. No. That's something else you should probably get checked out.
Okay,
I would.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. No, you have a whole other history of problems, Dan. That you should
I mean,
definitely.
you see them as problems. I see it as opportunities.
An opportunity that you
Yes,
have.
for
STD.
more problems.
Okay.
Actually, Dan, we've got a comment from Dulce Jazz for you. She says, Jesus Christ loves you, but please do not accept the mark of the beast. Please do not accept the Chip 666 Illuminati or Masons.
Yeah, Dan. So
I
take
honestly have no idea how to respond
Okay,
to that.
that's. Well, you stumped Dan A. White. Which
I've
is
never had somebody tell me not to accept the mark of the beast.
Okay, Dan.
That's
so,
how I start all my dates.
Okay, the mark.
I ask them they have to accept the mark of the beast. But
That's
for
it.
puppets, it's something very different.
Do you puppets use
Puppets,
Tinder?
it's Jim Henson's birthday.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's
Those numbers.
different. Do you
It means
use?
a good thing because he created beasts.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dan.
that's fair.
Now, Dan, now we were addressing some rumors here. We don't
Yes.
know where you've been exactly. We've heard a lot of different things, that you were left on Fight Island, that you were in rehab, your parole officer. What?
I want to address most of the rumors that I've heard through Twitter and mostly the Young Turks. I don't know why they keep talking about me.
The Young
the Young
Turks?
Turks are
Yeah.
not fans of Dan A.
Senator
White.
Erger
I
hates
don't
you?
know why.
Okay.
So the first one that I want to address
Okay, Dan. Yeah.
is Olive's very mad at me.
Okay. Yeah. I was
Yes.
very confused. As
I
confused
slept
as
in
we
her
are.
pen for many nights.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably why.
I was wondering why it smelled like Ripple in her pen.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I didn't. The dog doesn't drink that much usually. Okay, what are you doing there, Dan?
My mustache was fabulous.
Oh, okay. Are you wiping your nose candy off your nose?
What?
Okay, well, I didn't say there
Wait,
was any there,
hold
but
on. Can anyone in the chat? What? Anyone in the chat? What do you think? No.
is there any? No, I don't think there's any.
From what we're
Okay.
seeing on the uncomfortable view, that is
very close,
yeah,
Dan.
it's
You don't have to be that
uncomfortably
close to the camera. I mean, it has a very wide
If
lens.
I sat anywhere else, I'd be very uncomfortable.
Okay, all
That's
right.
fair.
That's how I feel comfortable.
Okay, Dan, screaming into a thing, a piece of electronics. I understand that.
So the first rumor that I want to address.
Okay, I
Is
feel like
that-
this is the third, but that's okay, Dan. We can keep going.
I am not sponsored by Proper 12.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's really. I should be. I drink it all the time.
You're not sponsored, but you do use Proper 12 whiskey.
All the time. Look. I drink it with dinner.
Okay.
With breakfast.
Oh,
while
that's
I'm
not
driving.
good. That's
like,
no. You are
We don't
not
advocate that
supposed
at
to
all.
do that. Now, granted, you're
That's
driving.
how much of a fan I am. They should sponsor me.
Okay, I don't think they're going to want
some
to.
stuff coming in the chat here.
Yeah.
Toker88 says you're good, Dan, when it comes to the stuff with your nose.
Yeah, you're good. Your nose is clean.
John Bennett says I'm watching a puppet. Why not? Ramirez says, why does Dan A. White sound like Kate McKinnon?
I mean, you know, that Dan only has.
Gender is fluid. I'm fine with that.
Okay, Dan only has so
Very
many voices.
beautiful woman.
Yes.
She's not into puppets, though, I heard.
Oh, okay.
Very much not in the puppet.
That's a shame.
You're watching a puppet. I'm working with one. So how do you think I feel about this situation here?
I am being completely covered up on camera by a puppet.
Your screen is.
I'm a
you're not even-
disembodied voice at this point.
Well,
I will sink down every so often.
just so that Matt
Because
can
my
frame.
legs get tired, so we can see Matt.
Okay, yeah, it's puppetry is it's hard. It's hard work.
Hard being a puppet in
It's
these
hard.
streets.
It's hard.
And especially in this economy.
Okay, now what other room? Now you said a couple
There's
rumors.
a few of them, yeah.
Okay, we're still at one, I do believe, but let's just 1B or whatever.
The next one is
Yeah.
that I actually was banned from Michael's craft stores. All of them.
All the
All
Michael's
of them?
arts and craft
National
stores.
brand.
Okay.
I was trying to get materials to make my dick bigger.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
you
I'm
are.
a puppet.
You are a puppet, so you can make it bigger.
And also, Miss Piggy is a size queen. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh my goodness!
I don't
This is
wanna know how
slanderous.
those
We
correlate.
can't be able. Can Disney sue us?
I don't
or-
think so.
Can we get sued by Disney Plus?
They shouldn't. It's a fact.
Well,
What does she want, a frog or all of this? I have
allegedly.
pants on, by the way. I know some people have problems,
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
with me with no clothes on, but I am wearing pants.
Oh, thank
They
you.
have tasteful
And
and sandals.
shoes.
And
I wear
Someone
slippers.
shouted out. Someone shouted out your Jesus Christ mandals earlier.
Yeah, I still have them. They're
Well-
the only shoes I own.
Rumor has it back in the day, Dan A. White started out as a Jesus puppet, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. No comment about it being a Moses puppet. Or
Okay,
some-
fair enough, Dan. Okay, is there any other rumors you want to address
Yeah.
while you're here? Okay, please stop doing. Could you put a mask on?
I need proper 12.
I don't know if. Okay, that's
I
not.
need to quench my thirst.
I also.
Do I
just-
give it to the puppet?
I don't know if
I don't
puppets.
drink water anymore. It's the only thing that can quench my thirst.
Oh boy, that's alcoholism. I don't know if puppets can spread the.
Do
the
you
virus.
want this?
Let's be careful.
Let me
Okay.
finish. I'll finish addressing the rumors.
Okay.
More rumors here. The Michael. So you.
I mean, look, I'm already drunk.
I love that you
came
stay-
here drunk.
Yeah.
I woke up drunk.
Yeah.
I think I was born drunk. My mother had a lot of problems.
Okay. I
Oh,
like
you
that
too?
you claim that it's a rumor, but you admit that you were banned from the Michael's Art Supply Store
Well,
chain.
some rumors are true.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were just putting an end to the rumors. You're just confirming.
I am by confirming them.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Sorry. You
Yeah.
guys can stop printing the rumors. Jesse Holland can stop writing
The
his
rumor
column.
come out.
The next one that was not true.
Okay. The next
other
one's
one,
not true. What is this one now?
I am not becoming a part of Team 10. Jake Paul explicitly said no, even though I'm a puppet and I'd be great for kids.
I got news for you. If this goes viral, Jake Paul absolutely will let you in that house to be
Yeah.
with those other people.
I mean, to be fair, I never forgave Nick Crumpton for what he did to that jacket.
Okay. He did tear up that jean. He did stretch out that jean jacket. Yeah.
We
during that.
take cloth and the care of cloth very seriously.
Oh, why not? Ramirez says he thought you were banned from Hobby Lobby, not Michael's Craft Stores.
Well-
oh no! I mean, they again with the mark of the beast, they don't like me.
I mean, let Danny
I'll
White.
try there next. Again, I just want to make my dick bigger with some cloth. and it's not my fault that I gotta size myself in the store.
Okay, yeah. Dan's been kicked out of a lot of establishments,
there is
but
no
not officially banned.
There is no like try-on room.
Yeah, there is no
at
fitting room at it.
yeah.
They don't get that type of business. Usually people take their products and leave, and no one shouts, "I want to make my dick bigger" in the middle of a public store.
And no one helped me. No one.
No one. They were.
Maybe Hobby Lobby would. I'll go there next. I will try all their stores.
And maybe you'll get an endorsement. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any more rumors before, Dan? Do you have
Yes, the last one, the last rumor that I want to put to rest is that I am banging Harry's mom. That
Oh,
is very
Jesus.
true.
That's not... What the fuck? Dan.
Happy holidays, Harry! You got a new dad. It's a puppet.
I mean, this is a
I'm
weird
your
way...
daddy in
this is-
so many ways.
this
Your mom and Miss Piggy have that thing in common.
Wait, what? What a way to find out. And before the holidays...
Size queens.
20...
Both of them.
2020...
And your dad, but that could be a New Year's surprise.
My God. Well, this is terrible news. This has really made my 2020 soured. I thought we were gonna. I was really looking forward to 2021, but this is bad news.
Yeah. Indiglow 1971 doesn't like you, Dan.
Oh no, what is Indiglow?
He says the puppet is annoying.
The
I mean,
puppet
you
is
and my
annoying?
dad both, sir.
Oh wow. Okay, you know what? This has been.
It's fine. Do you think I like me?
No, Dan, you.
My
seem-
blood alcohol level is 5.7.
Okay, that's
a
definitely
lot.
high in puppet
Yeah, that's-
for sure. For a puppet, I
It's
mean,
actually low for a puppet.
well, I mean,
It could go way higher.
I mean, you do weigh 3.5 pounds.
Tom
at most.
McGov saying the puppet should be on the show permanently.
Yeah. Well,
I agree.
people have
Tell me
mixed.
the right time when the fights start, that I can get here sooner.
Well, they always start at 10 o'clock. I mean, that's been going on for a long time.
I gotta not buy a normal watch. I gotta buy like an analog watch.
Okay, all right.
Do you know how to tell time, Dan?
If I see the numbers, yeah, I mean, they're blurry, but I can read them.
Well, he knows where the big hand and the little hand go.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
Yeah.
much he understands.
I know where my hand goes, right here, buddy.
Oh, Jesus. Well, at least you didn't say
Oh,
it inside my mom.
Dan,
That's,
Oh, I could have said that.
You could have said
I mean,
that.
it's still true.
Boy,
even if I
that's
don't say it.
That's terrible news. I got to call my mom after
Yeah.
this because
Even if we
I
don't
got...
talk about it, it's still true.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, that's the worst rumor.
It's gonna be in your head days, weeks from now.
Yeah.
Your mom getting puppet fucked?
I guess.
Getting her back blown out by a piece of felt?
All right. We
You
don't
know
have
what the
to
gonzo is?
What? The what?
Do you know what the gonzo is?
The gonzo? I'm familiar with gonzo. The puppet, I'm not familiar. What's the gonzo?
Your mom knows what the gonzo is.
Oh, boy. Is that a maneuver?
I think it involves a nose. I'm not, and
geez.
a chicken.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I will say yes to the chicken part.
Okay. All right.
Dan, before we let you go, do you have any holiday wishes? Do you have anything that you wish for the holidays or for the new year?
I wish peace and love for everyone on Earth.
Oh, that's
really?
That's
That was
very
sweet
sweet
of you.
Yeah,
Especially Harry's mom.
Oh, you motherfucker. This is terrible.
The weather outside
This is
is
just-
frightful.
This
The
is...
fire is
Okay, please put a mask on and cough in
Dan,
your
wear
elbow.
a mask!
My goodness. What
Did
a
we
way
temperature check the pup?
Okay.
Okay.
No.
It's just my hat. It's fine.
Yeah, I know, but you've coughed all
I'll
over.
leave the rest of my clothes on.
All right, my goodness.
For you oversensitive people who don't
this
want to see a naked puppet. It's God's beautiful creation.
You know, this explains so much. I remember seeing all the toddler-sized clothes laying on the floor of my mom's bedroom when I showed up unannounced. Very disturbing news all the way around. I mean, we had a wonderful fight card, and I thought we had closed out the year.
And we lost our audience as soon as the puppet left.
Is that
as soon as the puppet left?
Everybody checked out. Oh, well, I guess we have mixed reviews on the puppet. Some people either love.
I
or
think
hate
that's
him.
the best the puppet has rated the entire.
I mean, look, people have been requesting it all
Santa
night.
outfit helps. I don't know,
Doesn't
but
help me that puppet fucked my mom. This is.
Well, that's the
terrible
Christmas
news.
gift we all want, Harry.
This
Is the
is
puppet
terrible.
fucking
I got
our
a
mom.
lot of decisions to make.
Well, at least
in
you have a mom.
2021. That's true. Yeah, but at least your mom can't get fucked by a puppet. Sure, she's dead.
I
but,
feel like she would have.
I mean, she was a heavy drinker. This is not about you insulting your mom. It's my mom who apparently is banging a puppet. I got a lot of decisions. I got a decision on this haircut to make. There's a lot going on for me.
Shout out to Tim from Chile. So the 2020 ending the way it should, with a puppet telling one of us that they fucked our moms.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw this year going without the whole COVID thing. I'm
going to be honest with you. I didn't see it coming.
Really?
I did not see it
coming. Well, your mom did.
No, Jesus. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord.
Harry, your final thoughts.
I mean, on this card or on my mom?
On all of it.
My mom being raw dogged by a puppet.
I don't think he said anything about being raw dogging.
Yeah, you think Danny White uses rubbers protection?
You know, maybe. Did your mom have an IUD or something?
Oh my goodness! And to return to this, what an actually
a great night, a great night of fights.
A really great night. Sort of a passing of the guard. We might have sort of seen the end of Junior Dos Santos. We don't know.
Might have seen the end of Tony Ferguson. We don't know.
We don't know.
An interesting fight between Mackenzie Dern and
a great coming out party for Kevin Holland, continuing to make a name for himself.
Virna Jandiroba with a great effort.
Oliveira. Looked fantastic tonight.
Completely
a dominating performance has cemented his place right now. And then, of course, the great fight between Deiveson, Figueiredo, and Brandon Moreno. What a great fight.
Yeah,
what
can't wait for them to run that back.
Just a great night of fights, man.
And a great end of 2020. We've called every single UFC pay-per-view this year, Harry. This might have been, I think we've got a ton of favorites here. A shout out to Tim in Santiago, Chile, who's watching us on Facebook right now. Thank you, Toker88, and thank you, Why Not? You've been with us all year long. I would have to say we've had a lot of great fights this year. I don't think we've had one bad card. We've had some great audiences this year. We've had over 1 million people watch us this year, Harry, across the globe, across the Combat Culture Network, and I'm excited for what 2021 brings, and I'm excited for Conor McGregor coming up in January. That'll be the next time we're live here on the Combat Culture Network, is UFC 257 coming up in mid-January. It's Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier in what might be one of the more one-card fights.
Well, listen, I mean, we didn't expect much out of this card, so who knows? It might be a situation. Here's my prediction. I think we're going to be disappointed in that main event because it'll be so quick.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a finish?
Just by the law of probability. Not basing that on any skill. It's just one of those situations where, what did we see when the last time Conor fought? I mean, it was a...
Well, I think Cowboy's a different fighter than Dustin
Poirier. No doubt.
It
should be a good fight, but I'm just saying, it's as far as you look at the card overall, you don't know what you're going to get. And that's the beauty to me of mixed martial arts. It's always a lot of fun, and even these cards where you don't expect this stuff to happen, these guys received an opportunity. A lot of these fighters on the card were not expecting to fight who they were expecting. There were a lot of changes. Some people moved. One of the fights moved up from the prelims.
Yep.
The first fight moved up from the prelims to the main card, and was a really impressive fight. And so these guys and girls take the opportunity, and they do amazing things with them, and so. That's really what I love about MMA more than any other combat sport, is that it's even the people you don't know or you don't know much about or don't expect much from can really put on a great performance. And this night was full of great performances in every way, every conceivable way.
Certainly agree. This card overperformed, and we're excited to see what's next. We're excited to see what comes from July. What comes from January. Harry, awesome as always, my friend. Thank you so much.
With you, buddy. I'm happy to do this, and thank you to everyone for joining us.
Thank you again to Stephanie Sotilli running the chat on Combat Culture. Thank you to the entire Combat Culture team for giving us the opportunity to do stuff like this. It's fun to get paid for it. Thanks to Olive for being a good dog for the majority of the night.
Of it.
And thanks to Danny White.
If Danny White brings joy to other people, but I gotta go call my mom, apparently.
Yeah. Well, you go call your mom.
Very awkward Christmas dinner. I think Dan might be at Christmas dinner.
Well, you know what?
It
looks like he likes coquito. So you know what?
Boy.
Might have a little bit of fun out on that. And for all of us here at Combat Culture, we wish you a happy Hanukkah, a happy Kwanzaa, a Merry Christmas, a happy holidays, and more importantly, a happy New Year. This year has been terrible in so many ways, for many more than others. I am grateful for the health and safety of all those in my life and all that I work with. We are very grateful that we got to do this and we were able to call these fights this year. It was a difficult year We know people who have lost people. We have lost people to this pandemic and to the things surrounding this pandemic. It's been a very divisive year here in the United States of America. So we hope you take the last 20 or so days, the last 17 or 18 days of 2020, and spend them with your family. If you can't see your family, please stay safe, socially distance, ensure that you wear your mask, you take care of yourselves, you take care of others. We're all in this shit together. No matter what side of the political dividing line you're on, this is not about red, blue, purple, whatever the fuck. This is about us as people being sure that we can get to next year and that we can celebrate and that we can, we'd love to do a live show next year at a bar and watch this with all of you and have a real party and make this something. So we thank you so much. We hope you are all well. We love you all. We thank you all. And until January, that's Harry Terjanian. I'm Matt Ryan. For all of us at Combat Culture, we say so long from the Garden State. Now here's the awkward